Hello, hello, hello. This is EVLTV, and this is the ESEA Intermediate Grand Finals. So we've got Pizzagon eSports versus Not Fast Food. Both teams have kind of toured their way through their sides of the bracket, and they're meeting here in this final best of three, starting off with Process. So I'm Deer, and I'm joined here with Flatline. Hey, Flatline.
Hello, dear. I'm ready to talk about some video games. You ready? Because
Yeah.
as previously discussed, I am ready to talk about this game. It seems like I'm always casting IM finals. It's been a tradition for 2 seasons now, and I get to see all my favorite IM players once again playing in IM, even though they won IM last year.
Yeah, I think that these two rosters are pretty nice ones to see in the finals. Like, there's a lot of experience on both sides, and they've both been pretty strong throughout the regular season and playoffs. So this is definitely going to be a fun match to watch.
Yeah.
People are joining the server right now. Looks like Deathy just got kicked by the ACA client, so he might take a second just because of client troubles and all that good stuff. But yeah, who do you think is going to come out on top on Process at least?
On Process. I casted Not Fast Food's game last week against Bird Noises, and they just looked so dominant overall. I don't even think they played Process in that rotation. They just looked so on point. I feel like if they can carry that momentum, they can definitely beat Pizzagon here. I'm going to give it to them in a 5-3.
Nice, yeah. I think that I'm also thinking that Not Fast Food is going to take things away. I'm not too sure what the other maps in the best of three are. I have to check. But on Process, I have faith in them just because I think their soldiers have been playing pretty well from what I've seen, just kind of playing pretty dynamic roles and getting what needs to be done. That being said, though, I haven't really watched Pizzagon that much throughout the season, so I have a lot less knowledge about how they play. I just know that they have a lot of good DM and experience and some smarts on their side.
I will also say that Sen and High Five are possibly the best Scout combo in this entire division. And on a Scout map, they are going to go hard in the paint, especially High Five. He's going to have a hell of a game. And
Yeah,
Sen has been really showing his colors this season, too, alongside him. So I'm definitely going to look for strong performances from them. And Abib, and just like everybody on Not Fast Food, they're all going to come out and have a good game, at least.
Yeah.
I think it's going to the ball's going to definitely be in Pizzagon's court throughout this entire game.
I think that also someone to point out too, just as a strong player, is Jarrett on demo on Pizzagon, because he's an experienced middleman. He's also got some crazy DM. He's been playing for a while. He started off, I guess, in Highlander and then moved his way onto Sixes and had a brief career in Invite and is now back in the IM finals. So I think we can expect to see some crazy stuff out of him too.
Yeah, certainly. You gonna toss a pred this way? Numerical? In the numerical divisions of somewhere around 5 to maybe 3, possibly, in that range.
I think that 5-3 is a safe prediction. The same one as yours, probably, for Not Fast Food. That's kind of a boring one, but
that is very boring.
I do think it is entirely possible for Pizzagon to take it the same score. Yeah. So
I do have to admit that I also have watched Pizzagon less this season, so I'm a little bit less familiar with how they play. I've casted a lot of games from Not Fast Food, so I'm getting the feel for how they frag.
After the first few mids, I think we'll really be able to kind of get a feel for them a lot more than the other team. So, yep.
Especially after the first half, we'll definitely watch. It looks like Deathy is back in server. He's got his tag and everything, and it looks like he's good for the moment, at least. So we're probably going to see Ready up here soon.
Yep, I'm just waiting on a message from bot mode to tell us when they're running up in real time, which is, I think, around a minute and a half.
Yeah, I think it's about 90 seconds
ahead in the future. Yeah.
So, Not Fast Food actually beat Bird Noises here, the top seed. I believe they were 14-2 at the end of the season. I found it interesting that Not Fast Food was the only team to have beaten Bird Noises in the entire season, and they did it twice. I feel like they just had their entire game plan down to a key. They knew what Bird Noises was going to do at all times. I wonder if they're going to be able to download Pizzagon as easily in this game. I mean, they've got 3 maps to do it, so I feel like they're definitely going to improve as time goes on. They'll be able to figure out Pizzagon's style. And if it's something similar to how Bird Noises plays, they might have the edge right off the bat. Like I said, I haven't watched much of Pizzagon, so I don't know if they play as aggravatingly passive and stalemate as Bird Noises does, but that might go to their disadvantage.
I think we probably have around a minute since I did get the message from bot mode, so we should be getting underway soon here. Now, one final prediction is, do you think that this will go to a third map, or it's just going to be 2 in favor of one team?
I'm definitely thinking that there could be a third map in here, especially if Pizzagon comes out strong, because I feel like Not Fast Food is still going to be able to turn it around and at least bring it to a third map after this.
Cool. Well, let's see.
Cool.
Looks like we've got Muffins with the 1 sec, but I think almost everyone else is readied up, so we should be starting any second now. So this is definitely exciting.
Any second to trademark Valve time, etc. Get your memes out. Just meme as hard as you can right now because we're not. It's not going to happen in the cast. You got to promise me that, dear. You have to promise me.
I feel like I am definitely not a candidate to cause
Memeage.
memeing. Yeah.
Good. I don't like memes. Looks like, yeah, we do have 11. Assassin, I think he went to the bathroom. He just readied up, though, so... Bomo did say he was going to be the last to ready up, so I'm looking for his crucial dot ready so he can start talking about this video game. I mean, we can cast the pregame. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
something.
We've got a
High
nice
five gets a
pregame heavy.
2K.
Oh, there we
already.
go. We've got sides.
Okay, there we
picked.
go. Yeah. All right. Sides are being picked, and we get the classic triple ESEA bait type dealio thing with the respawns.
Yep, and I guess I'm going to watch Habib on his rollout for the first mid after we get all the restarts
Habib.
going, see what he has up his sleeve.
Habib.
Alright, so the match is officially live, so this is going to be ESEA Intermediate Grand Finals, kicking it off with Process. Habib with, it doesn't look like he has booties or anything on, going for a standard rollout though. Did mess it up and only has 50 health coming into this mid. He's going to be trying to go for his pack. I see Jarrett playing around the left side now. I'm watching from the perspective of Not Fast Food. Both Scott's getting up top really quick, no aggression too early on this mid. And yeah, we've got both teams kind of just playing around their rock sides. We saw a jump from bot mode, not too much is done. Rakuso and Jarrett moving across the pack. Zilly goes down pretty early, and there's red players all over the blue rock. And ooh man, Not Fast Food is just getting separated and then picked off by a lot of Pizzagon members. We have 3 up on Not Fast Food's side, and they're all bunched around the enemy choke, which is kind of a bad position for them to be in. And they're all just kind of getting spammed out for the soldiers. Ictus in a pretty sticky situation right now with Jarrett and Rakusa both jumping towards him. Rakusa, though, gets taken out by High Five, saving his medic, and Jarrett's actually down to 10 health, so what looked like an awful mid at first got turned around at the end there. So Jarrett, the last left alive on Pizzagon, and High Five is on his tail right now, chasing him on to second. Jarrett actually does end up killing himself, so that mid does go in favor of Not Fast Food, and they're going to be moving some heavier classes on to second right now with Habib.
That was a super weird mid there. Not Fast Food just went all the way up onto their pack and then went into their choke. And I'm surprised they didn't get collapsed on, but it was probably because Pizzagon was already down to at the point and they couldn't really get a collapse. But as it seems, it looks like Zilly is moving in here through IT with his med Ictus. He's just actually pretty weak and he is going to get forced there. So they're going to have to take this Uber as far as they can go. They're already starting to claim lobby a bit, but it looks like most of Pizzagon is out, although Crusoe might get kicked. Yep, he is going to go down to High Five here, so that's going to be a crucial pick here. And it looks like he might actually get Muffins in lobby as well. No, he's going to back out. So they do have the one pick.
Even though that's a pretty bad thing for Pizzagon eSports, they do have a big Uber advantage. And oh, as I say that, though, players just go down left and right. We had Deathy, Muffins, and Jarrett all getting cut out. High Five's on the point. They get the Uber force left on last. If Ictus can make it out here, even if they don't succeed on this push right now, they can just re-push with an Uber. A lot of blue players, though, kind of bundled up by the little barrels over there, and they can just do a dry push on last right now with the numbers and damage they have. Sky, the last player left alive, and that's a pretty dominant first round for Not Fast Food.
Yeah, definitely. Pizzagon's spawns all went down at the worst time. They weren't up for another 8 seconds. Not Fast Food would have had such an easy time there, just waiting for the Uber to die up, and then just coming back in and collapsing with their 3v6. So yeah, pretty strong mid there from Not Fast Food, and they kind of just rolled it into last. I think I'm going to watch Sen on this mid as he rolls through choke here, gets his little Scooty gun out. Crystalline up top, not really doing anything. He's picking off Rakuso there, pretty much just denying his jump. He just got knocked down a lot. As Sen's going to move across the crate here now with High Five. Really no frags being exchanged yet, no one really initiating, but the soldiers from Pizzagon are starting to bomb in here now. Mr. Muffins does go down to Sen, though, and that's going to be all he needs to start moving across the point here. Jarrett goes down as well, and that's going to be the mid for Not Fast Food. But the soldiers in behind, Rakuso's jumping in. But he can't get Ictus, but wow, the rockets from Deathy coming in, doing so much damage. The cleanup there. Man, that was a great bomb from Rakusa there, just giving a lot of damage for Deathy to clean up on. They do lose the mid, but they are going to have even Ubers.
Yeah, that last-minute pick on the med is definitely going to help them a lot here for holding last. We have Muffins already up on Engineer, so doing the right thing and getting those turtle classes out pretty early. Ictus is just spawning right now with Habib, and we have Scissor right now on Sniper too. So we do have some kind of turtle classes going up in favor of Pizzagon and around even Ubers, so we'll see what Not Fast Food wants to do to break up this stalemate that could be brewing right here. We'll see if they send someone in or try and maybe opt for a dry push or something, but whatever they try to do with the off classes going up and the sentry actually in lobby, it might be kind of tough to do. This sentry look is actually really interesting. I don't think I've seen that before in a match. Have you, Flatline?
I don't think so. I gotta actually. Oh, it's right in the little nook. Oh, that's a good idea, but it got spot out really quickly. You can hear the beeps and stuff. That just makes it really easy to see. Zilly did get headshot there going in, but now they know they have a sniper and that they have an NG, so they know they're in full pro lander. They're just gonna sit back and get their Uber, bomb somebody in, get a sniper off class, and it looks like Pizzagon's already beat them to it as Scissors on sniper here. Of course, he's a very good sniper, so I'm surprised. I am not surprised at all by the fact he's going sniper here, especially on process.
Yep, and
Peeking
it just got his Uber around
into
20% before Sky, so built a bit more efficiently, but that's not really going to be anything they want to push off of, just since they probably assumed the other team was building as well. And now they've got a bit more time to work with to try and do something. We have High Five going in, sacking for the sniper, does get that pick, and he still has pretty good health. Onto Jarrett, almost gets him down. He gets him down to around 80 health, then goes down, but that's a good sack from High Five getting the sniper there, so it's not all for nothing. And bot mode actually looks like he's going in as well, getting piped off by Jarrett, so maybe not the best second pick, but as I say that, Deathy goes down as well, so we're just kind of playing checkers right now with players.
I gotta wonder when High Five's gonna come back on. Scissors still up on sniper. He's gonna keep pushing the issue, and it looks like High Five just sacked in to go sniper. So we're gonna see the dubious sniper v sniper fight, the classic.
Ooh,
we want
Scissor getting a nice pick onto Habib. I switched onto his camera when he peeked there. That pick on the demo is actually enough for them to push out on. They do have a sniper and an NG right now. If Scissor does go back to scout, which he did, they can get moving right now, and that's what they probably want to be doing. We have Deathy working his way into upper lobby. High Five still on sniper though, so there's still that ever-present threat. But the members of Not Fast Food are playing in a more safe location. Sky's actually got our Uber forced out, and the Uber exchange is happening in the upper lobby, that's-ish area. I don't think that Not Fast Food can make much off of this Uber. They did get Scissor, and the Med's actually stuck in lobby here, so that's going to be bad news for Pizzagon, maybe, possibly. No frags are going down. There we go. One soldier goes down. That was Deathy. Sky goes down as well, so no heals for Pizzagon eSports, and a nice headshot onto Rakusa from High Five, kind of overkill there, but that's going to be a really good push for the blue team as long as they were able to get the sentry down. And we have Jarrett and the engineer doing their best to defend last, but I don't know if they can really make anything happen. They're only 3 players up on Not Fast Food, but with the heals that they have in their favor, things are looking a lot more optimistic for them, and they can repush with an Uber. I think they're going to opt to back off here, except for High Five, who's going to go down on sniper.
That sentry saved them for a little while because Botmo jumped in and he did get the med, but he just died immediately to that sentry. They mulched him, and they didn't really have any fragging classes to get rid of it. So that's going to be saving them at least for the moment, although Ictus is now pretty much up on his Uber, so they're just going to be repushing in soon, especially with Pizzagon peeking as far in as they were. They were all the way in rollout there. Pretty questionable decision, but nobody died from it, so...
Yep, and it looks like the Uber is going to be coming through Shutter. They're going to split with this big advantage that they have. We have Sen instantly onto Jarrett right now, who goes down. So no 6 are going to be on the point, and they don't have an NG anymore, so they can just kind of bait the point right now. Red players jumped in to stop it, but with all the time on point, this is a pretty dangerous situation. Sky did get a saw, it looked like, but did go down. Now Deathy's the only player left alive on his team. They actually almost got all those frags there, but it was all for naught. That's going to be a second round from Not Fast Food.
Yeah, two pretty dominating rounds there. I mean, the second one was a little bit slower with the Highlander off classes, but they were still pretty much in control the whole time. And I think I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna go back to beat this mid. He's definitely got a lot of control to exert on this mid as demo. He's moving up the right side, just spamming those sticks over. I believe he is on booties. No, he's actually up on pills, which is interesting. Usually he's pretty good at booties. But he actually, wow, he got blasted in there. He is able to take off Rakusa, though, but he's not in the best position. But the bomb from bot mode is going to be able to take down Jarrett and Sky, and that's pretty much the mid already done. Pizzagon just has 2 players up. Deathy's jumping in, and he does get Ictus, though. That's going to be a pretty big pick. It's just Scissor alive, though, and he's basically 1v4. He's going to get in on bot mode, though, but he gets air shot. He had him down to 28 health, too. That would have been a good trade. And bot mode gets the taunt. Oh, jeez. It's getting to that point already.
Yeah, I think that mid looked like a lot more aggressive coming out from Pizzagon. They did get picked off kind of one by one as they went in a lot more aggressive there, but they ended up getting the mid at the last second with Deathy's nice direct there onto Ictus. Bot mode's actually hiding on second right now, and we have an even Uber scenario again. Bot mode's still in, hasn't been detected yet, so I'm going to wait for him to maybe go for a play. And, I thought he got spun by that scout. Oh, gets the rocket onto him. No. Jumps forward to the choke, and he's actually going to live, I think. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, that was crazy. That scout just landed right on top of him, and he took forever to look down. He's like, wait, that's not where the floor is. And then his floor moved out from under him, and it was very scary. But yeah, it's going to be the reset there. Botmo didn't die, so really no advantage for Pizzagon to work off of. They do have a slight Ubrad, but it's dwindling right now as Ictus and company are building the hell out of it. So, yep, that's going to be eradicated. And we're probably going to see a sack and snipe, honestly, with how big this sightline is for Pizzagon or even Not Fast Food if they want to be that weird.
Yep,
looks like they are pushing the issue in IT.
I was going to say that last time. I think they moved through IT, but Botman actually did go down. I didn't see that, so that might have been a sack. I'm not really positive. And I think Deathy's gearing up to maybe do something similar to choke. A lot of members from Pizzagon are actually inching towards the choke. we have Muffins in to make some room for his team. High Five actually going pretty low on the crates there, and more red players kind of flying through the choke, and not too much good spam coming out of Not Fast Food there, since they do have to deal with Muffins still. Khabib did go down as well, so that's going to be a lot of spam potential that they lose, and I think they're probably going to have to give up mid here, because with the players that they lost, that's going to be a pretty big deal for them. And Zilly did go down late as well, so that's not the best position to be in. I would take this opportunity to keep on pushing if I were Pizzagon. That's what they're going to be doing. Deathy jumping in through choke, making some room for his team, and bot mode just getting directed in the face, and the Uber exchange happens. High Five does go down from Scissor, and we have some Ubered players fighting, but more players are going down for Not Fast Food. And Pizzagon has a pretty good positional advantage right now. Ictus just kind of being tossed around. Bot mode going to be one of the few players left alive on the mini spire. It does get taken out eventually, and I think they can roll this momentum into last. Pizzagon can.
Definitely. The scouts are going to be up now, but they still don't have any heals or a pocket, so I would definitely be pushing the issue if I was Pizzagon. Deathy's already going to go down, though, but the cleanup is coming in from Jared and company. It's a 3v2 right now, but both members of Not Fast Food are super hurt. But they do get the 2 spawns from Ictus and bot mode, but they won't get there in time. Not exactly the 2 fastest classes in the game, so it's going to be 2-1 for Pizzagon there. And really, I got to pinpoint that on Not Fast Food getting out of mid there. They didn't have control of the floor at all, and Muffins just ran across the point and 2-shot Habib, and that was really the pick that gave them all the momentum they needed.
Yeah, that momentum was really something they rode through. I'm watching Rakuso on this mid. Jared actually did go down really early, so that's going to be no demo for Pizzagon. Bot mode goes down in exchange, but that's a rumor for a demo. Not really the best trade. No team really committing too much with aggression. I think if Not Fast Food gets healed up right now, they can really just push in with the lack of spam that they have with no Jared on their side. I see Rakuso trying to make something happen, but he does go down pretty low, and a lot of players are moving around the other team's pack from Pizzagon. Rakuso with a bomb in onto Ictus. Ictus kind of forced back into the IT area, but there are a lot of picks going in favor of both teams. 3 players are down now on Not Fast Food, but both scouts are still alive at the end of mid, and that's kind of what you want to have, and they're relatively healthy too, so this is kind of still a scrappy fight going on the mid point. Scissors running forward to initiate for his team, actually does take down High Five with some nice shots, and Ictus' Uber that he got during the mid fight is forced off, flashes bot mode to save his life, but I can't really see too much good happening. They actually get Sky, which is going to be good, but this is still kind of a really awkward position for them to be in. Deathy rebombing in to support Scissor. Right onto Ictus, takes him out as well, so that's a med pick very late during the mid, and Rakuso coming in to follow up off of the damage that was made by Deathy, so bot mode's in kind of a sticky situation, as well as Habib, who came back into the mid fight. This is kind of like 3 mid fights in one right now. We have Zilly coming in again too, so Soldier's just jumping in and out, and Zilly does get taken out, and I think this is going to be finally a mid secured for Pizzagon, so after a really odd situation, they're going to come out with an Uber advantage and a mid point.
That was one of the scrappiest mids I think I've ever seen. And I've casted Iron before. It was terrible, but that was incredibly long. Like you said, it was like 3 mid fights in one, but Pizzagon is going to come out on top here. Deathy just bombing in onto the little lip, I think is called, on second. And actually, wow, Rakuso just jumps straight in and gets Ictus there in lobby. That's a huge pick. Muffins and Rakuso are going to go down, though. But it looks like Pizzagon is going to be able to at least get the point there. And Jarrett's been able to kill Zilly there. And it looks like bot mode is also caught in. This is really bad right now for Not Fast Food. Pizzagon are just collapsing on them super well, just making advantage of the tiniest errors in position. Habib actually 1v1s Jarrett in lobby and just completely destroys him. Destroys his demo counterpart. So Not Fast Food are going to be able to hold that after what looked like it was going to just be a free round.
Yeah, but one thing to keep in mind is that Pizzagon does have a pretty gigantic Uber advantage right now. There are a lot of Not Fast Food players on the mini spire, but this is something we should be contesting on Pizzagon. They came in kind of late, and they popped their Uber really early around the choke. Sky wasn't really taking much pressure there either, so I'm not really too sure about why they decided to pop there. They did get the pick on Habib, though, and Zilly, so with these 2 picks, they really need to be on last right now, or there's going to be a big Uber advantage in favor of Not Fast Food. High Five is up on Heavy to try and hold last year. We have some soldiers jumping in. Time on the point already, too. A lot of blue players swarming the red guys that are trying to get on the point, but I don't think this is really going to work out for them. Yeah, an overwhelming mass of red people flooding like Kool-Aid onto that point. Just got to screw around.
And wow, a quick answer there for Pizzagon, tying it up. It looked like just a dominant first half there from Not Fast Food. It's quickly looking like an even game. I gotta wonder if they're gonna be able to turn around this mid, and I'm gonna have to watch Habib. I gotta find him. He's already here at mid, changing stickies with Jarrett, who's actually kind of locked off there. Bot mode is going to go down super early, though. I think he went for the fast bomb, and now Habib's kind of not in the best position. There's a scout rushing him. Muffin's getting him down to 19 health, but he's able to surf the scattergun shot and live from it. And here he comes. He's only got 30 health, but wow, the bomb from Zilly gets Sky, Scissor, and Jarrett and doing so much damage. Wow. What looked like a fairly even mid Zilly just went huge on them, and that's going to be a wipe from Pizzagon. And Ictus is a 70% ad.
And after those past two kind of awkward mids, I think Not Fast Food is kind of fed up with the whole weird mid-fight business and dominantly just kind of destroyed Pizzagon there. Habib setting up a pretty early or forward trap on the rollout area. If someone peeks out, they're definitely going to be dead. But this is a huge Uber advantage in favor of Ictus. Scissor's actually up in Sniper in response to this, so we'll see if he's able to do anything. But this is an Uber that Not Fast Food can just pop in and split on and hopefully get some frags and then secure the point. Or hopefully
Definitely.
for them, I mean.
They do have to watch out for Scissor, though, who is on Sniper here in the right shutter. So definitely, yep, they're getting the full pro lander right now. We have Muffins up on heavy, holding up on the top right there. Scissor on Sniper. They didn't have time to get an NG, but if the opportunity presented themselves, I'm sure they would be running the 7th man. The Uber's coming in from the right. They're just rushing straight into spawn. Sen able to pick off Jarrett super early, but Pizzagon has done a really good job of rotating. Sky's safe up top, and their heavy is with her as well. Deathy is able to pick off Sen, but the frags are just coming out there. Pizzagon just got collapsed on, and that's going to be a 3-2 half for Not Fast Food.
Man, so the rounds were kind of going back and forth there. That was a pretty quick half, all things considered. So this is really an exciting match so far. Not too much stalemating happening at all. I think that it's really kind of going either team's way. I can't really say anything really big in terms of improvement that can happen to either team's side. On the mid-fights, though, in general, both teams seem to not really want to commit that much. And then Pizzagon, I think, has been the person to cave in and start pushing first on a lot of these mids. And they got punished for it multiple times, but then kind of rebounded on second mid-fight things. And yeah, just kind of a weird match.
Yeah, this is definitely a weird match. This is like the fastest game of Process I've seen that isn't a complete roll. I believe that was less than a 15-minute half with 5 rounds in it.
That's crazy.
Actually,
that's one of the fastest Process halves I've
that
seen.
was... I'm looking at the stats right now, and I have to say Assassin is going huge right now. He's going 17-6, doing 381 DPM on demo. He's just been rolling over everyone right now. He's got 3 med picks, too. Bot mode actually sitting at 4, so he's the only person that's got more demo picks. Mr. Muffins, though, on Pizzagon is matching Habib's frags. He's also going 303.1 damage per minute, which is very good for a scout. It is kind of inflated by the fact these rounds are so quick and there's not a lot of stalemates, but they've been just getting a lot of damage out.
I also want to point out that Scissor, just his individual performance, not really anything reflected in the logs that much. I think he's been doing some pretty nice things for his team. Like, he'd been initiating a lot of pushes and getting some pretty crazy picks, like against buff scouts and things like that. So just a lot of players doing some wild stuff in this match so far. No one's really playing that off tonight. It doesn't look like they're all kind of on their game. And the second half is going to be starting up. And on this mid, I'm going to give some love to Botmo and see what he wants to do. I think on the past couple of mids, he kind of bombed in early and wasn't able to do that much. But hopefully this mid, he's going to be able to make some room or make some damage happen for his team. So yeah, we've got some normal process rollouts happening. And we will see what happens. Yeah, so Botmod going pretty fast right now. It's kind of distracting, jumping onto his team's right side, getting some early damage onto Jarrett, and he's actually in the other team's IT. Both teams kind of playing around their sides as usual, as we've seen on all these mids. Deathy is actually at a pretty good angle to spam down some rockets onto Ictus, who went down pretty low here. And there's some initiation from Zilly right now, and other scouts are following up on his team, but there aren't really any frags swinging this way. As I said that, though, Jarrett does go down, and there are more players in the red on Pizzagon than there are players in the red on Not Fast Food right now. Rakusa does go down as well, and bot mode follows up, so there's actually, it's a somewhat even mid-fight now at this point. And I'm trying to see where the meds are. I think that it looks like Sky is stuck with Scissor, kind of forced back into the IT area, while there's 4 players from the red team able to just kind of bully them there. Sen is going to be the one to kind of take the initiative and run right into them. Scissor's going down really low, and Sky's actually going to be able to, or have to pop her Uber there. Habib's right there taking those shots right now. Ictus doesn't want to pop probably, and I think he actually might not have to eventually. I thought that he'd go down low enough for him to get forced, but no. Ictus doesn't pop his Uber. They do have a pick right now and an Uber advantage, and there are a lot of blue players bunched up around choke, so this is a cue to move. They actually did lose 2 players going through choke, which is unfortunate. Bomb mode down to very low in the air, does get flashed. So this Uber actually didn't amount to much with the scouts going down really early there in that choke area, which is pretty unfortunate. And both blue soldiers are behind them. I think Habib's going to be taken out too. That's going to force Ictus and Zilly to back up right now. They're kind of sandwiched and choked though. There's blue players on either side of them. They're getting pinched right now. Ictus throw it up in the air, actually maybe able to escape through sewer. I really can't see him living here. Rakusa jumping right onto him and just destroying him there. So what was the victorious mid for Not Fast Food turned into kind of an awful situation when they failed to push through the choke.
I don't know what it is with these teams in this mid, but they just keep like getting stuck out on the other half of the mid so constantly. It's happened twice in a row now. And I've played so many process games, and that's never happened to me once. I don't know if they're just playing super aggro, and they're playing too aggro, and they get caught out, or what, but it's just super weird. Raguso picking off Zilly there on the flank. Looks like Not Fast Food has pretty much just resigned their second point hold here. Bot mode going up on NG. They got the full setup. Actually, Ascends up on Heavy. High Five not on Sniper here for once, and there he goes. Yep. Coming up on Sniper. The Uber's actually going to come out super early from Sky. They come in from right here. They're going to be able to pick off Sen, but really this Uber's only gotten space. But really all they need is space to cap the point, and they've gotten it down so low. Deathy's coming back from up top. He does hit a nice rocket onto Ictus. He is going to be able to crater Zilly as well, and he is able to kill bot mode. So that's a huge collapse there from the soldiers at the end of that last fight to make it 3-3 for Pizzagon.
Yeah, that was a pretty nice round at the end there for Pizzagon when they started pushing, and I'm going to let you have this mid.
Yeah, I think I'm going to give some love to Deathy that mid, because he basically won his team the last there with that huge 3 or 4K, I believe, just sitting up on the balk behind Process last and shooting at the point. Soldier easy class, but looks like Deathy's just going to move up to the left side here, shooting some rockets at these scouts, these annoying scouts up top. He's going to rotate through the right, but he's going to actually jump the soldier behind bot mode, distracting everyone as Zilly tries to bomb in, and Habib is able to sandwich everyone in choke, gets Sky and Dirt, and the huge collapse coming in. Wow, Not Fast Food, only Mr. Muffins left alive, and that's going to be a wipe. That was a perfect coordination there from bot mode and Zilly. Bot mode jumping way behind into their choke and making everyone on Pizzagon turn around. And then Zilly and company just bombed in and shot him while they weren't looking.
Yeah, bot mode's bomb did a lot of damage on that mid, so the cleanup was pretty real from his team. We've got Rakuso on Engineer right now, and Scissor on Sniper. If this Uber advantage pushes anything like the one that Pizzagon did to Not Fast Food last round, this should be a pretty successful one. High Five is the one that takes the Uber initially. The Sentry is still there, and there's a Heavy. A lot of things to get focused down, but I don't think there's players really in deep enough from Not Fast Food to get too much done. The Sentry did go down, but they do need some more frags here if they want to really secure this last push. They have bot mode at the top right now. Both scouts are playing relatively close to their med, and they're baiting the point pretty well with so much time on the point and only Sky left alive. That's going to be another round for Not Fast Food.
Yep, 4-3 here. We're sitting on match point for Not Fast Food, and we're barely a half hour into this game. 22 minutes so far, and we've seen 7 rounds, and we're going into our 8th. This is crazy. I've never seen such a fast game. But who are you going to watch on this mid?
I'm definitely gonna. I was taking a look at Habib right now. It's just kind of lobbing some pipes over the crates, and both teams kind of hanging out on their own side. And bot mode with another bomb. Let's see if he gets anything done like he did last mid. No, gets absolutely destroyed when he jumps in. And Zilly follows up off of the damage that actually didn't really come out from bot mode. So this is looking pretty bad for Not Fast Food right now. If I were them, I'd start backing out. Ictus had bad health too, and they're kind of bunched up around choke. Definitely getting out to second here. It looked like Deathy wanted to chase, and he's just gonna hang around the choke, waiting for his other players to catch up to him. They're gonna ride this wave of momentum onto second. So this is actually a pretty good position for Pizzagon. They do have picks right now, and they do have some space into second. They just need to not dawdle around the choke area, or some bad things might happen to them.
Yeah, they seem to realize that, and they're just moving out a little bit. Moving into sewer there, which is definitely more safe. Rakuso's bombing in, though, but he does get taken down by Sen. No force coming out. And it looks like Pizzagon is going to have to back off now. Zilly's actually moving into IT, maybe trying to do something sneaky. He does find Scissor, so he's not going to be able to get in, at least for the moment. But it looks like both soldiers from Not Fast Food are really itching to get somewhere, as it looks like the Uber's actually going to come in here through IT. Zilly able to force out Sky, and he's going to be able to pick off a lot of people here who aren't in on this Uber. He does get a lot of damage on the Muffins, but it's actually going to go down, overextending for the frags, and that's going to be a flop Uber there from Not Fast Food, losing both their soldiers, and they're going to have to lose this point as well as Pizzagon's coming flooding in. And this is exactly what they need right now. They need that momentum. They need this 4th round to keep this game interesting.
Yeah, this has been a pretty unfortunate round for both Zilly and bot mode, both getting caught out a lot during transitions right now. And Bethy actually did peek the shutter area and get picked off, and there's still kind of an even Uber thing going on. There might be a counter sack from someone on Not Fast Food. It's kind of late now, so I don't think I could really expect it to happen. And Muffins actually, I think, got directed twice accidentally by bot mode, and that's actually a push out that's about to happen. Bot mode did go down, but Ictus is actually out here with his players, but they're actually going down. We lost Sen and bot mode on this transition. Deathy's going to be jumping in too to make some room for his team so they can maybe walk back through choke, but Sky actually goes down to the bomb from, I think that was Zilly, so it's actually going to be a huge pick because Ictus is going to have a full advantage right now. And with the heals in favor of Not Fast Food, they're going to be able to maybe do some good things, but actually Habib to get dropped on that Uber, which is pretty unfortunate. And with only 2 players left to get flashed around, I don't think they can really get any ground off of that pop, so Ictus getting forced out there is going to put some stability back in the pacing of the match for Pizzagon. But there are some red players moving on to mid, just kind of inching their ways there right now, and I don't think that Pizzagon is going to really be in a place where they can contest that right now.
Yeah, Sizzler came in behind it. He got the demo and he forced that Uber, which was pretty pivotal. Otherwise, I think Pizzagon would be sitting on their last right now. As it seems, though, they're still down 20% in this Uber fight. And they're probably going to end up getting pushed back to last anyway, unless they can build this Uber super fast. And if not, fast food just doesn't feel like pushing today, which I don't think they feel that.
Yeah, and if it just can build this Uber, they can use the advantage that they have to just really get in onto the Pizzagon players. I'm going to look at where they're holding on second. They're just kind of holding around the mini Spire area, and I think it looks like Muffins is building. Sky's in a pretty safe place back by the Shutter area. So I don't think Not Fast Food looks like they want to do something really quickly since they got their Uber, but they're not really in the best position to try and push off of it. So we're going to see Bot Mode jumping in, going for a bomb, and he's not able to do much. He's kind of getting crushed. And last time we saw this, we saw that Pizzagon just kind of all-out pushed in response. So we'll wait and see what happens this time.
Yeah, it looks like Pizzagon just going to send in their Roamer Deathy, doing a lot of damage there, and not going to be able to get the Uber off on Ictus, though. So it looks like Not Fast Food is actually going to move in now. The Uber coming out here from Zilly. They're going to catch out Jared. Oh, he almost got dropped. The Uber's going to get forced out here from Sky. Sky linking up with her scout in IT. They're going to be able to collapse and get Zilly, but now they're kind of stuck in this poor position. They're on floor, and Sky's going to get picked off by Habib. Oh, that's crucial right there. No heals for this last hold, and people from Pizzagon are just falling left and right. It's just going to be a 3v5 here with no heals for Pizzagon on last. Evil Mr. Muffin's going up on Sniper, but thinks best of it and goes to Scout. Deathy dries as well, so now they just still a 3v6. Bob Mode is going to go down, though, to Muffins, but the collapse is coming in from the Scouts, and that is going to be 5-3 for Not Fast Food here on the first map of this best of 3. We were both right. High five.
Yeah, that was actually probably one of the most action-packed matches that I've casted this season. I don't think there's really any moment where there's a stalemate that was unbearably long or anything like that. Like, the match just kind of kept on moving, and people like to punish things and make odd mistakes at times. But yeah, that was a really fun way to start off this best of 3.
Definitely, and looking at these stats again, Habib actually upping his DPM from 381 to 385, going 25-9, dying less than Ictus.
Man,
and
that's
a
pretty
consistent
crazy
thing I've seen every single time. Every single time I've casted Not Fast Food, Assassin is just so good at not dying ever. He's always gotten single-digit deaths whenever I watch the game he played in. He's just so good at just not dying and getting all those frags and everything. That's why he's going to Invite next season with Luca Goers. Sponsored by EVL TV.
A nice little shameless plug there. But yeah, Assassin plays in a lot of pretty safe positions in general, just from what I've seen. And High Five is also noteworthy here with 23 frags, only 2 less than Habib there. So just a lot of nice frags and DM coming out of the Not Fast Food team here. But Pizzagon definitely put up a fight on that first map, and I'm excited to see what happens on the next one. And I think it'll probably take a bit before they get the server switch and map change going up. But yeah, is there any other stuff you want to say about the logs before we take a short break?
I want to say, Mr. Muffins is still pulling his weight here. He's going 22-15, top fragging on his team with a respectable 288 DPM. You know, Pizzagon definitely kept it close. They were just the little mistakes that ended up costing them huge rounds. I mean, they had the momentum after that mid, but then they just kind of beefed it, and then they lost, and it was very sad. But looks like...
Alert. The control point is being captured.
Yeah. Looks like we are going to go into map 2 here pretty soon, so... I don't actually know what map it is. It's actually going to be Badlands, so...
Cool.
Yeah, we'll be right back.
Yeah, and I guess
CP_Badland.
Right before we go to a break, just something to mention is that EVL TV has some caster shirts going on. Right now, the 2 shirts available are for me and Atwaz, who's not here, but she is a lovely caster as well, who's done a lot of Highlander and Six's work. So if you like me, Atwaz, or EVL TV, and you like shirts, especially shirts with deers and oranges, then yeah, you should probably pick those up, because they're pretty cool. But yeah, that being said, we're going to take a short break and then come back with the second map in the set.
Control point is being contested.
Stars shine into the night, wide-eyed and broke a promise in my life.
Alert. The control point is being captured.
Welcome back. This is going to be CP Badlands, the second map in our best of 3 for the ESEA Intermediate Grand Finals. We've got Pizzagon eSports versus Not Fast Food. On the first map, Not Fast Food took it away 5-3 in a pretty fast 5-3 on CP process. I'm Deer here with Flatline, and yeah, we're pretty excited for this next map to get underway. We've got most people join the server, and what do you think about this matchup on this map, Flatline?
You know, I'm terrible with maps and matchups. All I know is that Not Fast Food looked really dominating on that map. Especially their lasts. They were so good at just Ubering and then just denying Pizzagon access to the entire point. And on a map like Badlands, you can do that for a microsecond and then just win the round. So I feel like their last pushes are going to be fantastic. It's just going to be winning mid and getting the last that's going to be the problem. So,
definitely. And I think one thing to keep in mind about Badlands is that it really rewards cohesive team play. Like, it's not as much of a map that you can kind of just pick up with people in a pug and be good at. It's something that you can run with team and get pretty good at by having your own kind of way of approaching it. But yeah, I think the players are actually going to be running up pretty fast. I did get a message from bot mode, so in about a minute we should be going live.
yeah, but what about those almighty predictions?
I'm actually gonna say a 5-2 this time in favor of Not Fast Food. I think they might prove to be more dominant here, and I think their soldiers might be able to get a bit more done with their bombs on this map in this mid. And their scouts too are just gonna be a dominant factor on Badlands, I think.
You know, I think I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I'm gonna say Pizzagon can bounce back from that loss on process. Who knows? Maybe they're hidden Badlands gods. I'm gonna say 5-4 for Pizzagon.
It's a pretty solid prediction. Maybe they'll unlock all their chakras and go into.
I mean, they're definitely a team that's
supermoon.
capable of beating Not Fast Food. It's not like they're
Definitely,
untouchable gods at this game. Like, I'm actually gonna go look at the regular season records on Badlands right now. I gotta get the stats, the statistics.
That's something good to look at. Yeah, I think that no other team would be, like, no other matchup in Grand Finals would be as good as this one that we have here, because I think that both teams are capable of beating each other. And we kind of saw that too with how fast each round was going, even though it was a 5-3 on the last map. It's just kind of a really crazy back and forth. The really little things are what's adding up to give people round wins.
Well, Pizzagon's Badlands week was a forfeit win and beating the Sparkle Gang. So that doesn't really help.
A dominant Badlands showing.
Not Fast Food gets a forfeit win off Dildo Wagons and a 5-0 over Mad Lugubrious.
All right, and with that, we're actually going into our restart and setup classes.
All right. Well,
So who are you
okay.
gonna watch on this first mid?
I'm gonna watch Rakusa. We haven't given him any camera time yet. Valance is definitely a mid where roamers can go frag. So he's gonna sit and spawn because he's a roamer and wants his buff. Go in the standard position, not going to the left like a, I don't know, Giggly guy or something. Gonna miss the ramp slide there, which is kind of actually pretty important to getting fast to mid on roamer. But he is gonna move up through the valley here, jumping up onto his train. Looks like Not Fast Food is running a shithouse mid, but Scissor is actually already gonna go down, and Rakusa's not gonna be able to get anything done on this mid. He's locked out in the choke. He is coming back in for the rebomb though, but Deathy's already dead. Bot mode is gonna go down, but actually, ooh, Rakusa just runs straight in. He just ran straight into Shithouse, and he just two-rocketed Ictus, and that's gonna change the entire dynamic of this mid as it's speeding up now with no heals. He's Mr. Muffins going on a huge 3K there, and that is a wipe from Not Fast Food in one of the. That was a very long mid, very long and drawn out, but Rakusa playing incredibly patient, just gets the first pick that really just changed the entire dynamic of that mid, and then of course Mr. Muffins went ham.
So, like on Process, how we saw some really odd mids. We saw some really odd mid action going on there. Skye was actually basically not present for 90% of that mid. She was being chased down by bot mode. Then during late mid, Pizzagon kind of brought things back. Rakusa's actually on Spy right now, which is pretty crazy. But both teams have even Ubers, and that's probably why he's on Spy right now. Deathy's peeking up on the little high spot to see what's going on. We've got a setup on Choke right now from Not Fast Food. I think bot mode's the only one watching the flank area, but he should be in an ample position to call for his team to rotate if anything rotates over there. But I think Rakusa is someone to keep an eye on right now. I'm not on his POV. I'm just kind of watching.
He's sitting on train disguised as a friendly sniper.
Okay, so I think he's waiting for them to peek choke and see him before he makes the spy play. And bot mode actually did go down on the flank. Scissor scraped away with around 1 health. I don't know how much it was. It was actually 18 health. But yeah, with that one pick, that's actually going to be enough for them to maybe try and move. Rakusa being on Spy is definitely going to help them, or not help them move, but he's creeping around the Greybridge area in trash, and he's definitely something to look out for. I think that the Pizzagon team is going to maybe start peeking and spamming before Rakusa goes for his move. He just decloaked on the Spire area right now. Did a spin in the air. He's onto Ictus right now, who has definitely noticed. He's shooting his gun, does get taken out, so that spy play is all for naught. And I think that might be a push from Not Fast Food, who's gearing up to move through the house area.
Yeah, Rakusa took way too long to get that pick, and then just Not Fast Food got their Uber back. As the Uber's coming in, they have not popped off Sky yet, though, so this is looking to be a pretty good Uber for Pizzagon, as they're starting to move back in through house. Not Fast Food has kited this really well. They're already all the way out on Gray, so they're going to have to cover a lot of distance with the Uber as it does come out. Deathy jumping in pretty deep, but Scissor's already going to go down. They're trapped from a Beeb, and Deathy dies as well. High Five picking up that frag, and that is going to be a failed push here. Sky's actually stuck here. Oh, Rakusa was able to save Sky from the scout, but she's going to die anyway. And Zilly's actually going to go down, but Muffins is going to go down as well. So it's only Rakusa here hiding on mid. He's actually sitting in kind of a weird spot. Looked like he wanted to go for that bomb, but then he just thought better of it and jumped out to house. So the spawns for Pizzagon are going to be up, but they really won't be able to fight this mid unless they get going right now. And plus, Ictus has like a 75% Uber, so they can't really do much. But it looks like they're going to try to fight it anyway.
Yeah, after what was a pretty bad Uber from Not Fast Food, they really did bounce back by punishing the early pop from Sky and then being in a better position to fight post-Uber. We have some really awkward stuff happening on mid. The health isn't really the greatest on either side. Deathy did go down, and Jared's actually maybe caught out here, just getting bounced around by other players. With those two picks, it's going to be a push for them. Ictus actually did get popped off early. I didn't see what forced him there, but we have High Five initiating on the flank area. It's really just going to get ripped to shreds, though, by both of the red scouts, who might be able to get some more frags here towards the Greybridge, not Greybridge, Diag area. Muffins is caught on the ground, and Scissor actually taking a pretty huge rocket, so they're not in the best position health-wise. Zilly tried to make something happen in the choke area, and Sky actually does have an Uber advantage. It's something to keep in mind. Bomb mode jumping in to maybe try and force her back, and they do have some presence on Spire, but with the Uber that's about to be in the hands of Pizzagon, they can definitely repush this, and Ictus is actually in a pretty scary position, just kind of almost rubbing against red players, and people just being blasted off the Spire right now. Ictus and Zilly both going down right now, and then bot mode was caught out as well, so just not a very good positioning thing happening for Not Fast Food, and with the 3 picks that they have and no heals in the favor of Not Fast Food, I think Pizzagon can really just start moving here and get things done. Sen's actually hiding in the house, though, running straight into Sky, gonna go down to really low health, and actually does get taken out, gonna down to 50, so that would have been a ridiculously crucial med pick if he were able to get it there, but nope, that didn't happen, so 2 picks in favor of Pizzagon and an Uber advantage, and Not Fast Food is gonna have to be playing further back right now.
Yeah, definitely. That was a big turnaround here for Pizzagon after those after a weird wonky mid, losing the point, and now they're going to be able to come back and fight Spire again. Mr. Muffins and Rakusa moving up to the top of Spire here. Muffins actually jumping off it, trying to go for a play, as Zilly is actually kind of caught on the back of Spire. He's going to hit 2 nice directs onto Deathy before going down. Sen actually rushes in. He's going to die to Rakusa. And he's going to be able to
actually went
pick
down
up
to
high
3 at some point there. Some fighting in upper lobby happening, but with 2 picks and an Uber disadvantage, this is kind of bad news for Not Fast Food. We do have Sen up on Engineer, but by the time the Uber gets into the hands of Sky, I think they're going to be able to push and not have level 3 to worry about. And the Uber has popped off. We have Muffins taking it first and then a Soldier taking it. The rotation through spawn is actually going to be ample time for players from Pizzagon to just kind of stand on the point. When you rotate through spawn like that, can be kind of a risky maneuver when they can just walk on the open point. So first round in favor of Pizzagon.
That is exactly how you play that last. That was the quickest, most perfect Badlands last push I've ever seen. So maybe Pizzagon does have their ace up their sleeve right now. As Habib is coming across this mid, he's already just dominating this mid, moving across all the way, getting some cap time too, putting off some sticks. He's caught off Sky. Sky's not healing anyone right now on Pizzagon, and she's going to get rushed by a scout as well. This is a crazy play, but it's working. Bot mode is going to go down to Pizzagon players, but he pulled so many of them back, and the heals are still not even on mid. I'm surprised they lost that mid. They're going to lose this mid as the heals come back in from Sky, and Pizzagon is going to be able to crush everyone in choke and just push them out. I'm so amazed that Pizzagon end up winning that mid, and they're going in deep. Deathy trying to get on Ix as he brings him down to 31 health. Muffins is going in as well, but he's not going to be able to get the pick.
Yeah, that's a pretty crazy kind of mid scenario that happened. Ictus almost going down there would have been a pretty big deal. Sky actually wasn't healing for most of the mid, so there's an Uber advantage in favor of Ictus right now, and he's going to be bringing his players back into the choke. I think Pizzagon's going to try and play it safe and just kind of get out, but Sky goes down dangerously low to 19 health. I think that's going to make them just kind of have to set up on second here. But something that happened on this mid and the last mid is that Sky really just wasn't in the fight for most of the mid, and I think that Not Fast Food really could have capitalized off of the lack of heals there. With the Uber that they have right now, though, they might maybe try and push out flank, or no, just kind of go through choke already. Bot mode just kind of making room for a team. Get some nice works on this guy. She actually drops. That's going to be crazy. And bot mode goes down as well, but that's a roamer for a medic. That's a pretty big trade. And Jared's actually getting cut out as well, just kind of hanging around the choke area. These picks are going to be huge for Not Fast Food right now. And Muffins is actually on Ictus for the post-Uber. Gets that med pick there, so it's not going to be as dominant of a role right now for the players on Not Fast Food. And as I said, that the other players are actually collapsed again. Both soldiers jumped in, and we only have Sen left, so what was a pretty dominant push is turning out to be a pretty tragic scenario for Not Fast Food, and Pizzagon really retaliated as well as anyone could imagine any team could in that situation, with Sky back up right now, Spire back in their hands, and they got all those picks after the Uber kind of beautifully. So that was an excellent post-Uber fight and collapse by Pizzagon.
I don't even know what happened. I blinked and 4 people from Not Fast Food were dead, but it looks like they are going to start moving back in. 2 picks already going down there. The huge bomb from Rakusa doing a lot of damage for Scissor and company to clean up on. They're just getting mulched in this choke. It's only bot mode and Sen alive, both under 52 health. And Sen's going to go down as well. Sky did get knocked down to 60 health, but she is going to be able to live. And that is a full wipe there from Not Fast Food. And we are definitely seeing a lot more back and forth movement on this map as opposed to process.
Definitely.
So far.
I think that Zilly and Ictus have been getting caught out at times when they really shouldn't be. And High Five actually did get trapped up at the forward spawn. There's just a lot of red players swamping that flank area. Habib maybe trying to make something happen, but I really don't think he can do much. He's going to actually have to back spawn there. So it's a huge advantage in Sky's hands right now. Spire's going to be capped, and I think they can move into lobby. Bot mode's the only one really spamming that lower lobby area, so they can maybe force their ways in. But Deathy, almost did get taken out in the bats area, but he ended up living. So that's going to be all players up for Pizzagon. They just need to get healed up. Then they can split on this Uber. Sen is on Pyro right now, though, something to keep in mind since that can really stuff an Uber, and so we'll see what this last push is going to be.
High Five building that sentry up. I think he's already built it, as it is building pretty quickly. Crusoe does go down pretty early. The Uber is going to come out here, but they aren't really getting anywhere. This Pyro from Sen is just denying that Uber entirely. Muffins does go down as well. Looks like Pizzagon is just moving straight in, though. Scissor's just going to run straight on the point and gets the cap! Wow!
Oh my god.
Badlands just happened. Scissor and Deathy clutch it out there with just... Scissor just ran past their entire team on the right side and just went to point and capped it. Like, Badlands, I don't have any words. Not even Badlands, not even.
So the Badlands cap times, and so on this mid, I'm gonna see if Sky is out at the mid as long as she was the first 2 times. I'll see if Not Fast 2 tries to capitalize off of it, and they're kind of playing on the floor right now. I thought they might be going closet, but now Ictus is just kind of playing with his players underneath. Muffins did get taken out pretty early, and Ictus actually got bombed by Rakusa. Some nice rockets from him. So that's 3 players down, 4 players. Only Jarrett left alive now. for Pizzagon, so that was a medic traded for 5 players, only Jarrett, who scrapes out. And so there's not going to be a huge advantage on either team side, but with the Spire cap and maybe a lobby take, this is going to be a really nice setup for not fast food. They just need to try and push last against a sentry gun and possibly a sniper too. Or Rakuso's actually on Spy, so this is going to be
Ictus
very
is also
interesting.
on crits.
Ooh.
Ictus is on crits, so that's going to be interesting. Rakuso's definitely going to be able to call that if he has the forethought to do it. I'm not sure if he actually did it.
Yeah, he's actually just kind of
he-
moving in position already.
Oh,
but
he's
the
just going.
crits,
He's going to be
an
able
odd
to see it
decision.
at least. He's
Yeah,
running
and
it. He's going in super quick, and
Oh my god.
we have a pause. Oh my gosh, what a time to pause. Rakuso is staring at 4 people not looking at him right now. If he was running the big earner, he could get 4 kills. But, he's not.
Yeah, this
So that's gonna
is
suck.
quite the time for a pause. Of course, in real time, it didn't happen right here, but this is
Yeah.
nerve-wracking right now from the SCV perspective. But Ictus being on crits is something that's kind of questionable, I think, since I think every single last push on Process and so far, even though I'm that many on Badlands, I think there's been a sentry from either team. So just kind of having crits versus sentry might not be the best way to go about things. But we'll see if he even keeps his crits since there's a Spy behind him right now. And yeah, what do you think they're going to do to try and break up the last hold with their crits? Are they just going to send a player in through main and then have the demo crits in, or how do you think they'll play
I
it?
don't think they even realize what kind of defense Pizzagon is running. It looks like the pause is unpaused, and Rakuso beefed it again, and we are repaused.
Yeah, that
Well,
was probably to let a player back in the server in
That
real
was
time.
incredibly anticlimactic. As he walks in, he shanked Ictus once, and then he died. So Spy plays again. Ictus now at 56 crits to Sky's 40 Uber, I believe. I mean, Rakusa definitely would have at least called that they were on crits by now if he knew how to play Spy, which he does because he's done it like 3 times this game. Interestingly, Mr. Muffins is moving his sentry into lower left here. I mean, this man is definitely known for his eccentric sentry spots. I mean, I casted a game last season where the Muffin Men put the sentry in the shutter on Granary, like the left shutter on last, and it got 3 kills. So, I mean, this man knows his weird sentry spots, so I'm interested to see what he thinks for this. Is he just going to put it in the corner, or is he just going to put it right in the stairway? I have no clue what he even wants to do with this.
Yeah,
Interestingly,
I think
Habib is right there, so he's probably going to get destroyed. But
having the
he doesn't know
sentry
that.
in the bottom left would be probably good if a scout decides to hastily peek that area, but I think any other class can kind of just destroy it. Like when we saw the alternative sentry spot in lobby on Process, even though it was a pretty good idea, or I guess a good idea in theory, it kind of got destroyed because the soldiers could just shoot it without looking at it and take it out. So hopefully nothing tragic happens to Muffins' sentry here on Badlands, but I'm hoping that he gets maybe a pick or 2 there, since that'd be interesting and something different, definitely.
That would be hilarious, to be honest. I gotta wonder what Rakusa is gonna do this time, because he is up on his respawn now, so Spy Part 2, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. And I haven't seen any messages in the in-game chat, just since there was unpausing. Oh, and they're
There
actually
we
unpausing
go.
again. So we might be back into the swing of things here in this cast. Bot mode floating through the lower left area. The sentry was actually being rebuilt right there, and he didn't manage to take it out while it was in the transformation phase. But yeah, we've got players kind of skiing right now, which is always fun to watch. And Rakuso is still dead from his Spy play. And Sky actually has an uber disadvantage. Oh yeah, because it was the crits, and the crits has actually popped off around main. And Scissor denying literally every single crit sticking except for the last one with his air reflect gun, whatever it's called. And yeah, that crits actually didn't really work out that well. And that's going to be an uber advantage in favor of Sky right now. So they can really push out here since they do have 2 picks. And once they get their players up, they're in a good position to get things moving.
Yeah, Sky's up on this full Ubratch. He's definitely going to want to take it in. Mr. Muffin's putting his sentry down again, so I don't know if he's just putting that up to hold last or if they're not pushing, which would be a terrible decision. But it looks like Ictus is back up on crits. He's at 50% and he's building it. So definitely staying with that crits as Pizzagon is moving out here onto Spire. Deathy taking it in through bats. He's not really seeing anybody. Most of Not Fast Food is playing pretty passively. Interestingly, Assassin is on that donk gun now, so that's not going to be fun. While he donks Deathy and he almost got him to get dropped by Sky there, he is able to link it back up with his med though, and he is going to get Zilly, who bombed him. But that's going to be the uber force from Sky, and these crits is going to come out, and wow! Habib
Oh my god, she just got
sniped
sticky sniped by
Sky
Habib
over
right there.
Over the Spire there. A crazy good sticky there from Habib, going to be able to take down Sky. And this is looking like a round there for not fast food. That
Yeah.
was amazing to watch in real time. It was beautiful. The sentry
It's-
from Mr. Muffins is going to take down High Five, though.
Since the Spire didn't get recapped too, that was really bad news for Pizzagon. They did take out Zillion High Five, and this is when bot mode did go down in real time, or get disconnected in real time, so it's going to be a pretty unfortunate way for what was a pretty awesome crits to go down, since they're not really going to be able to push last so if they wanted to. And yeah, I think that's going to be a recap for Spire, for Pizzagon, and there's still no medic on not fast food, so they can keep on moving. It looks like bot mode's still not back on his team, so we'll see if they maybe wait up or keep on moving, just because he's on his way back in the server, hopefully. But yeah, it looks like Jared's making his way through choke. We have Zilly hiding in the closet area, probably waiting for Sky to come through. He's making his move right now onto Sky, throws her up in the air, and then destroys her. She gets taken out, so that's going to be no Uber advantage in their hands anymore. Bot mode's still not there on my HUD. I don't know if it's just my HUD that's messed up, or if it's actually still not in the server, but this is a while that it looks like they only have 5 players. Alright,
Yeah,
so,
like
yeah.
he's rebooting his computer, so unfortunate there for not fast food. Looks like Pizzagon is probably just going to sit on mid for a while. I mean, Sky's down, so they can't really do anything anyway. Deathy, bot mode is back. Okay, so bot mode's back. We're good. Deathy's actually hiding on the little lip there in blue house, and he's actually going to catch out Sen here, and he just, wow. Sen had no idea what was going on. He was just running through house, and he's in the air, and then he gets air shot by Deathy. So that's going to do something. Not really. As like this still has this 40% Uber ad. Deathy actually jumping super high into this choke. He's going to stand on a little railroad thing, object tower, railroad tower. Okay, it's a railroad tower. Habib was going in with the donks though, so he decided against that.
Yep, and with this Uber for Ictus, they should be pushing anytime now. Looks like they're doing him to maybe move house there. No, it looks like they're rotating back to choke. Just gonna have to deal with the spam though. Ictus getting dangerously close to getting donked there, gonna get forced off, and bot mode launched forward into the enemy team's choke. Does get a lot of damage and actually forces off Sky there. Wasn't able to secure any frags though, and we have a skip from Deathy coming in response. All the players from Not Fast Food are bunched up in their own choke right now too, which is actually a pretty bad place to be if they don't want to take oodles of damage. And as I say that though, Rakusa is actually picked off by the mob of blue players, and Muffins is going in too. He's gonna be caught out. Jarrett at a dangerously low amount of health. Ictus actually did get taken out though. We've got Scissor just kind of being a menace behind right there. So that's actually going to be a really nice thing for them, getting Ictus there, but Sky was the only one left alive, so they're definitely going to be able to just kind of stack up on this point, cap it, and get at least some presence on the second area. But that pick onto Ictus from Scissor was a pretty crazy thing for Pizzagon.
Only Rakuso and Sky got forwards, so the spawns for Pizzagon are just coming up now. They probably won't be able to hold second unless they get out there and assert their dominance right now. As looks like Not Fast Food is just going to sit on mid, so I guess they didn't know the spawn wave was so terrible for Pizzagon, as now they basically just gave up what could have been a free second, or at least a second with a fight. Sky does have a little bit of a new red though, and she is building it pretty heavily with Muffins right now, so they're gonna have sit about at 20%, maybe a little bit more red. See what they want to do with it.
Yeah, Deathy's speaking choke a lot, so he's not really going to be full health when they start moving. And Sky actually having to pop really early in this choke, not really the most ideal of pops. Deathy's going to have to really commit there to try and get something done. Bot mode might be taken out there, yeah, he gets picked off finally. But an Uber is popped by Ictus, he got his Uber and choke, and Scissor's taken out, so that's 1 for 1. Muffins is definitely in the place where he can be caught in, as is Deathy, who's in the enemy house right now. I don't think anyone's really fighting him. There we go, he gets taken out, but Ictus actually did go down as well, so that's going to be awful news for Not Fast Food right now. And Pizzagon, though, has 2 players left alive, so it looks like a lot of scenarios when they get Ictus taken out, they do lose all but Sky and one other, or all but Sky, and Jarrett and Sky are going to be forced back into the lobby area. A really low health, and High Five looks like he wants to go deep, does get taken out though by Jared's sticky bomb launcher. So the Spire is getting underway by Sen right now, but with the heals that they have and some positioning and trash, I think that Pizzagon definitely doesn't want to give up second, and might even be able to reclaim choke since the players from Not Fast Food have all backed out.
Yeah, Not Fast Food pretty much just giving up their claim to second right now. Sky does have a really good Uber advantage, about 40%, so they're definitely going to want to do something with it. Scissor's already working his way into house with his soldier, just trying to maybe pinch Not Fast Food in there if they're playing too close, but it looks like they're safely sitting in flank. Bob Mode actually sitting up here in Shithouse. He's going to wait for the Uber to come in, and he's getting it on the Sky, and he drops Sky!
Oh my god.
With one rocket, Habib landing the sticky on there, just 1-2 punch, you're dead. Sky drops. That's a huge play there. And the rest of Pizzagon is going to have to just get the hell out. Ictus almost up on his Uber, so Looking for some sort of bomb here. I don't see anybody from Pizzagon in really any position to bomb, though, so they're probably going to have to give this up. And
Sister's actually running in from behind on the choke. He does get spotted out by Habib, though, so Sen and Habib are going to be there to try and fight him. He's actually taken down to really low health and not really able to get even close to Ictus, so Ictus has a full Uber advantage right now. Still 2 players down with really long spawn waves on Pizzagon, so when the Spire Cap happens, then Not Fast Food can really push in there. They could even maybe just leave one player to cap and keep on going. They're all bunched up in upper lobby already and pretty healthy. And they still have 4 seconds until the 2 players up. I think they're actually going to be taking this Uber through the bottom right side. They did probably hear the sentry. The Uber is popped early. Muffins just greets that Uber with his face, gets taken out. They have some time on point, too, with High Five baiting it there. He's still Ubered, though, so Deathy's actually not in a very good position. More players just funneling towards the point, just getting hit by rockets. I think Zilly just kind of shot the floor while they all ran into him, and that's going to be another last cap. So we're actually only at 2-1, even though there's so much back and forth happening here on this map.
That is how you generally win Badlands last. You bait them onto the point, and then you shoot the floor as they run at you. It's a very sophisticated strategy, but it is going to be Pizzagon still in the lead, 2-1 with about 12 minutes remaining in this half. They definitely can round out this half if they can just come out here with a great mid and just get their momentum going. That would be crucial. Bobo actually doing a pretty cool double wall jump there into house. I don't think he's seen Mercuso, who's on his tail, but he's going all the way behind. Jarrett is going to go down super early, though, to Sen, but he's going to get traded for by Muffins. Spot mode's coming in behind, but he's going to get scouted out by a scout, and that's going to be the exact mid that Pizzagon needed. They're going to be able to catch out Ictus super late there, and that's going to be a wipe. Like I said, exactly what Pizzagon needed right now. They need to close out this half right now. The dominant mid. They got their dominant mid. Now all they just need is this perfect last push. Sky is up on pretty much a full Uber ad. They might get their Uber off before Ictus even spawns if they go fast enough.
Yeah,
the spawns are
definitely.
just coming up now.
Something that was kind of odd about that mid is neither med really took their heels really into the fight, and Sky was actually forced off. I don't know if a rocket was reflected or something, but she went down pretty low in the upper lobby area, and this is actually really awful for them. There's still some sticks around that doorway, and a nice reflect getting Scissor cut out too, and Muffins goes down as well, so that's more frags in favor of Not Fast Food. So what looked like it was gearing up to be an awesome last push is actually turned into a tragedy right now for Pizzagon. The Uber advantage is in Ictus' hands again. We still have High Five on the heavy class. Rakusa actually moving in the bottom left or right area. He did get a pick on the bomb, but I don't think he's actually going to be able to get much else
Mercuso was
done.
hiding on the light there in lower left, and him and Botmo just stared at each other for a couple seconds before they shot rockets at each other. And he ended up winning the fight even though he was standing still. So that was a huge force there from Zilly on the back when Sky came in to basically save his team the half and possibly the game. As it looks like Pizzagon is now going to be forced out. Ooh, Scissor, it's a nice shot there on Ascendo. Scissor setting in choke on Sniper. It just does have a sizable Uber ad, but it looks like they're not going to really do anything. Zilly is going to be able to bomb in and trade with Muffins. But they're still down 1 player compared to Pizzagon, so... Oh, Deathy actually dies to the sticky trap there from Habib in lower left. So that's maybe going to open things up. Habib really wanting to move in here. It looks like Pizzagon is going to do a forward, but there's a back cap! Rakuso just walked in. I don't even know from where.
Oh my god, yeah, I didn't even see that either.
That's a 3-1 half. And they just got a little bit overzealous. They thought it was a 4v4, and it was. But it was really a 3v4 because Rakuso was in behind, standing on the point, and... What an anticlimactic finish.
Yeah, but this is a really dominant map for Pizzagon. I think it's really just kind of going their way. They're getting a lot of wipes onto Not Fast Food. That's one thing in particular that's really giving them a lot of momentum, but they're really collapsing on these post-Uber fights and weird transitional fights a lot better than Not Fast Food has been. Both teams have been playing really awkward mids. I think the Meds have been playing somewhat passive and not really getting their heels too deep into the thick of the fight, but whatever Pizzagon is doing right now is really working out for them.
Even looking at the stats here, Mr. Muff is definitely showing his true colors on this map, going 22-9, top fragging in the server, going 226.5 DPM, and of course 9 caps. That's the most important stat. The frags are so even though, 66 frags for Not Fast Food to Pizzagon 65, which is really interesting. It just shows how many rounds Pizzagon has won with just running straight onto the point and not even killing anyone. Interestingly, though, Habib is still running with his lowest deaths in the server thing. He's got 7. He's gone 13-7. Again, just being so good at not dying. Just being so good at kiting out damage and everything. Interestingly, his demo counterpart, Jarrett, is only going 5-10. He's still doing decent damage. He's doing 254 DPM to Habib's 263, but that is not a lot of frags. I don't know if it's just how the team plays, but I didn't notice it until now. Either way, it looks like we're going live.
Is going live, yeah. We're going to watch Habib on his rollout right now. He's going through the normal house way, and I'm looking to see some coordinated aggression this time. It looks like the team of Pizzagon is actually going to have to go towards the other team's closet, and Ictus taking some early damage on his team's slope, and Scissor actually just running through like a shark, just taking Ictus down early. Actually, the whole team of Pizzagon is just a group of sharks, I guess. Sky was taken out late mid, which is pretty unfortunate, but High Five was actually the only one left for Not Fast Food, so that was a very dominant mid. Even though they lost their medic, they kind of destroyed them from underneath the bridge, so nice submarine strat from Pizzagon, and that's going to be a dominant cap. I think Muffins is going to be the one scout left to cap mid. Rakuso's already way on last, and Deathy has some presence in the lobby area as well, so some good stuff shaping up for Pizzagon.
The submarine strat actually worked for once. That is beautiful. Rakuso is going to go down, though. He is a little bit too far in, but looks like this is going to be a comfortable second cap for Pizzagon. Looks like they're going to try and stop it, though, and they're actually going to have to back off. The double soldier bomb onto Spire is going to push Pizzagon out, and they do pick up Scizor as well. What was a dominant mid there from Pizzagon is quickly turning sour, really just because of the pick on Rakuso, to be honest. Pretty much just opened up everything. Pizzagon is still sitting on pretty much an even Uber as numbers of Not Fast Fooders flooding into this mid. They're just pushing out Pizzagon so well. There's really no avenues for any soldiers to get in. Although Jared is able to pick off High Five, Deathy is going to go down as well, and so does Mr. Muffins. Demo's actually in behind. Jarrett going in under the med. Not going to be able to get anything, though.
Man, Jarrett really feeling that shark spirit from the mid, just kind of walking underneath. And Habib actually with the bomb in onto Sky, and says they're not going to be able to do anything. And Rakusa just getting completely suspended in the air and taken out there. Not Fast Food really just kind of pushed back in, has rode this momentum. When they initially pushed with that choke, they like didn't respect the damage they were taking. They were kind of all low, but they just forced their way in there against Pizzagon and said, you know what, we can get onto mid if we want to. And that's what they did. Now that's resulted in their second cap. So got an even Uber scenario. One player's down, the former Rakuso. And Sky was actually forced off an upper lobby. I didn't see what hit her, but she did get some damage out, and Ictus is going to have a pop-up super as well. Deathy should get caught out in this post-Uber fight, but Zilly did go down somewhere. I wasn't able to catch that. We do have Muffins up top on the Bats area. I don't know what he's planning on doing, but Habib is someone that can get caught out easily, and as I said that he does get caught out, Muffins onto High Five now, gets him down pretty low. He's taking this 1v1 with the buff scout, and he's actually maybe winning it. He's going to back off now. He actually didn't get hit once by High Five, and Ictus and High Five are going to get out of there. Bot mode is still in on last, though, with barely any health left, equalizing around. This is kind of odd. Not Fast Food is spread out all over. Bot mode's going to be taken out late, and I think Pizzagon is definitely going to be able to comfortably push out here and take out Spire, or recap Spire.
Yeah, definitely. Bot mode's still down here. He's going to be down for another 2 seconds. They really need to move in now, though, as Pizzagon really aren't in the position to really fight this. Deathy's trying to push in through Greybridge, but he's really not getting anything. He's just getting locked out from the stickies from Habib, and he's just giving the members of Not Fast Food so much time to try and orchestrate a back cap, and yeah, Pizzagon just going to back off. They're not risking the chance of a back cap here. They're up 2 rounds. They're just going to sit back on last and let Not Fast Food come into them. I don't know what just happened.
Oh, not Rakuso. There was a spy a second, but Rakuso was on Sniper. There's a lot of clash shuffling going on.
Yeah, I was watching Ictus's cam, and he just went down to 70 health for absolutely no reason. I don't know if a sticky trap was dead on Spire or something, but that could have been disastrous if it was a sticky trap. It would have been a very intelligent one, to be sure.
Yeah, definitely. And Scissor's on Sniper right now. He's gearing up to make a peek. He's got his nice buff, and he doesn't really see anyone peeking. Looks like he didn't go for the shot on the scout, and they probably saw his dot now, though. And we do have a heavy on last as well. We've just got a lot of turtle classes. Bot mode and San are also both in the bottom area. Rakuso went down dangerously low, but I think bot mode might actually doesn't get taken out there, so only one player goes down. That was probably a sack, though, for Sen. They can easily come up something. Scissor's actually geared up to peek through the main area. He sees the Beep's foot. Isn't able to take the shot off of that, though, but we'll see if he's able to get any picks on this class. Ooh, as I say that, the Muffins does go down, yeah.
Yeah. And looks like it just wants to take this Uber in with Zilly. They're going in through the top left. Pizzagon really doesn't have actually, Deathy's going to... Oh, he was up on Pyro for a couple seconds, but they really don't have anything to deny this Uber. But it doesn't matter because the Uber's coming back out from Pizzagon, and they're just going to be able to push Lips just straight out. Ictus just gone way back on the bats. So that was a weird Uber trade. Really nothing comes out of it. Sen and Scissor are both up on Sniper, so it looks like they're ready to stalemate this out.
Scissor's actually... Oh, he went to Spy for a quick second, then back to Sniper. So every time I see a Spy on my scoreboard or on my HUD, I get really excited, but not really matching to anything, so they keep on swapping off, probably to check mediguns or something like that. I'm not really too sure.
Probably. I mean, after Ictus ran crits that 2 times and they sniped Sky, I'm feeling like Sky is probably just feeling a little bit scared, a little bit under the weather there, because that was ridiculous, I have to say. That was insane. And I'm pretty sure the stream didn't catch it. If anything good is in this world, then the stream caught it, but probably not.
And
High
Rakuso
Five
and High
is
Five
going to
both
trade
going
with
down.
Rakuso. So the Uber does come up here for Ictus, so maybe they want to do something. I don't know. They're just really sitting up in lobby here. The Uber advantage they had is gone now. Sky has her Uber. No off pass coming out of Rakuso, so maybe they're just going to give Sen some time to get a pick. He is peeking here from the stairs, looking at that right shutter, trying to pick off Rakuso. He did get a nice body shot on him, but he isn't able to kill him, so...
Yeah, I think
Here
that those
comes-
players definitely getting antsy on Pizzagon. We've got a really aggressive peaks from both Deathy and Muffins. Muffins did get punished for that, but High Five did get sniped out by Scissor, so if a player does go down from Pizzagon, it's not the worst thing to happen. Rakusa does go down there, but Sen goes down as well, so that's going to be both classes that used to be or could have been scouts down on Not Fast Food, which is going to be detrimental to their wanting to push. And that should be an opportunity that Pizzagon can take to maybe inch their way forward and get something to happen. Scissor's actually onto bot mode in lower lobby. He does take him out, then grabs the back, so he's full health again. He's going to be going for more frags, maybe onto Zilly right now. Zilly does take him out, though. It's a scout versus a soldier in a tight space, so not too much that he can really do to dodge rockets there. So I think we've kind of got a stalemate going on here.
Yeah, High Five is actually chipping Deathy there in main, but he's not really going to be able to do anything. Scissor isn't up for another 5 seconds, and it looks like Not Fast Food wanting to move this in lower right, actually. I haven't seen a lower right push yet, but looks like they're actually just buffing Zilly, who's up on Rakuso, trying to get that rocket onto him, but he just gets launched back into spawn. Honestly, I feel like the lower right push would have been just weird enough to catch off Pizzagon, but it looks like Zilly's just moving in out of the point. He does find Scissor, and he is going to get taken down there by Scissor and Rakuso there. Got collapsed on really well. Oh, but the wow, evil Muffins and Deathy are going to go down there to Habib and Sen, and that might trigger the push out. And yep, here it comes. Bombmode is going to get Ubered. He does actually hit himself on the lamp. He is hit on the lamp, and his Uber pretty much got denied. So that's going to be a failed Uber trade. But interestingly, Zilly is up on Spy.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm really feeling these off classes and continual sacks from Not Fast Food. Because so I had a sentry there, I really probably would have just solo Ubered in, recycled. Sen does go down, peeking aggressively on Sniper. We still do have the Spy in play, so that's something to keep in mind. There's still sticks on the point, though, so I think he might be gearing up to go for a med pick here, too.
He's up on
actually
Sky.
right behind Sky, and I don't think she does. She gets taken out. Ooh, that's going to be a med pick there. That's going to be a big deal. Gets headshot by Scissor. Scissor just kind of getting revenge for his medic, but that's not really... Revenge isn't good enough when there's a huge Uber advantage. Nicked his hands. And with no heal still, too, Deathy is hiding in main. But yeah, this is a pretty bad position for Pizzagon to be in. Muffins did actually just come up on Sentry Gun class, so maybe they're going to pull Last Defense out, but I don't know.
I don't know, it just is coming up on his Uber right now, so let's see if Not Fast Food are able to actually successfully push this. As the Uber comes out, they are getting suffocated by this Pyro and Choke, though. And they aren't able to kill Scissor either, as the Sentry's covering him pretty well. Zilly does go down. Sen is sitting in the staircase. He's onto Jarrett, but he gets daunted. He actually is going to take down Jarrett. And he's going to live, and he's getting onto the point, but he's going to go down the rocket from Deathy.
Yeah.
Pizzagon, once again, just doing an excellent job of stifling that Uber. They've pushed out from the same spot 5 times in a row, pretty much. So I feel like they need to change their game up a bit. Habib is able to take down a Deathy with that sticky trap. And Mr. Muffins might go down here, too. He is just kind of jumping around all this spam. Looks like Pizzagon is trying to push out here. They really need to keep an eye on all the exits, though. Habib able to take down Mr. Muffins, and that's going to be the end of that push.
Sky's actually in a dangerous spot when she peeked trash there. Soldiers did try and get on her, but the players trying to go for Sky just get taken out one by one by Scissor, protecting his medic pretty nicely. She did go down to 56 there, and I don't think Scissor's done yet. He's actually on to Zilly, too. That's a 3K from that scout, so there's only Habib and Ictus left alive right now. And yeah, I think Pizzagon can push out here. And shouts out to Sen. I think he's 3 for 3 on Uber denials on Pyro, so definitely an effective factor in the last defenses from Pizzagon. We have Jarrett and Sky making their way through trash. Most guys getting on Spire. And not any player from Not Fast Food is really in. And as I said, though, they're actually flooding through choke right now to commit. Bomb mode, though, just getting stifled by 2 scouts on Spire. Not too much you can do jumping into those players. And no one's really going down. There's an Uber on both sides. And I think Not Fast Food is not winning the damage fight. They're getting forced out of choke right now. And both Ubers are actually exchanged. So they decided to push back in. This is kind of awkward. It's kind of a try-Uber on both sides. Ooh, but Scissor, Rakuso, and Sky all going down. No heals for the post-Uber fight. We have Zilly already on the Spire, too. Jarrett's kind of forced back, so he doesn't have too much health. But Muffins is still someone in there. He's going to be probably taking the fight with High Five on Spire. Just gets absolutely decimated by Sen and High Five. Deathy is caught by the drop-down area. I think he's going to be able to make it out. But with the picks that Not Fast Food got, I think they're going to be able to be in a good place to push last. They tried to sneak in through the bottom right area, and I don't think they're really going to commit to that. Or, as I say that, they're actually going to keep on walking there, even leading up too much health. Ictus is kind of caught out. Has to try and find bot mode maybe and push last. But as I said, there's just kind of picks happening left and right. Habib is actually sticking up the point for his team. Ictus walked on the point as well. It's almost
Sky's just standing still.
Oh my god,
Sky
what's
is
happening?
just standing
Sky.
still. What? Did she lag? I think she lagged.
She must have lagged. Like,
There-
she had the ability to save that round. Oh god.
That is just sad. That was more sad than the time Ictus taunted on Sunshine in Alley and got killed for it. That was just terrible. I'm going to watch Recruso on this mid. It's actually rolling out into Choke doing the Giggly Guy rollout. It's not really the Giggly Guy rollout, but he's moving in here through Choke. Jumping across straight onto Habib, but Habib dodging his rocket there. Bot mode able to get the 2 nice picks onto Sky and Scissor, and he's actually going to live too. Deathy is going to come in and pick off Sen though, but the collapse is coming in here from Not Fast Food. It's only Recluso alive, and he might get out. He's getting chased down pretty heavily by these scouts, though. So that's going to be... Actually, both medics went down, so that's going to be even Ubers here. Not Fast Food are probably going to pick up on the second. Actually, Zilly's hiding on the bats here. He's going to come onto Scissor. He didn't see the beam, though. He's going to be able to pick up Scissor anyway, though. He probably could have stalled, and he would have picked off Sky, which would have been huge, but he isn't able to get that scout, and he's not going to die for it, so it's going to be pretty much a free pick here.
Yep,
as we're going to see Not Fast Food move in.
Rakuso's all the way behind, and he kind of got forgotten about. I think if I went back to chase him, Sen's actually going to catch him out and choke, so he's not going to be as scary as he could have been, being a mysterious player behind. And if Not Fast Food moves fast enough, then there's actually going to be a player down with a Rakuso behind, who actually did make his way to the drop-in area, did get taken out by Sen eventually, and Sky and Deathy went down as well. That's going to be awful. Scissor's actually getting some pressure on Ictus, and he's the only one left alive on this team. That's a full wipe in favor of Not Fast Food, and so they're just going to be able to push on to last right now. Zilly was the only player that went down, and they had to finish the cap on Spire. Sen's going to be on the point, though, so it's going to be a pretty dominant round for them.
And just like that, the game is tied up at 3-3. What looked like a really dominated map for Pizzagon here is suddenly a tie with 18 minutes left in the half. I'm going to watch Habib on this mid because he's going to make or break it here. He's going to make or break his team's win here on map 2 with these 8 stickies plus 24. Moving out here onto the window. It's just spamming some stickies over in Valley. He's actually taking down Scissor to really hurt. And wow, the bomb for Botmo coming in, getting Sky and Scissor again. He's going to go down that time, but Sen able to pick off Mr. Muffins as well. Deathy is behind in the choke, but that's really the only person alive. He's got to make a huge play on Ictus, but it looks like Not Fast Food is just moving so quickly. He's not going to be able to get anything done besides maybe some sort of weird back cap. They know he's behind, though. Habib has the sticks up, and wow, this map's just changed in the flick of a wrist, man.
Just two observations. One is that Ictus took literally 0 damage that mid, so big ups to him for that. But also, in the last 2 weeks, if you remember, on the other 2 matches from Not Fast Food that we casted, they had a kind of a slow start on some of their maps, and really came back in the second half and at the end of the match, and there's an Uber popped in from the lower left area, so no Pyro going to be able to deny this time. There's a Heavy and a Sentry in play, as well as that Pyro. Zilly's kind of cut out behind the point, but they're getting picks. Deathy and Scissor do go down. That Heavy, Rakusa actually wasn't able to back into spawn fast enough and goes down as well. The Sentry is just going to be an annoying thing to deal with, and Muffins is the last player alive on his team, and he's not able to do anything, and man, Silly with the farm in chat. So this game is really turned on quick, so Not Fast Food really showing their true colors late game here.
Pizzagon is on tilt right now. I can see it in their play. They're playing super scared. They're not cohesive at all. They're not what they looked like in the first half. They need a huge mid here right now, or their IM championship is gone. I'm going to watch Deathy on this mid as he rolls out through Valley. He's jumping onto the left crate. He is going to hit a nice air shot on a bot mode who's basically just ruined both of their mids. He isn't going to kill him though, and he's still in behind it. Ictus, Jared gets the double dunk on Ictus, and bot mode goes down as well. The cleanup for Pizzagon is insane right now. It's just Habib alive with 16 health, and Scissor got a 4K on that mid. This is exactly what they needed. This is exactly what Pizzagon needed. They had a great mid. Ictus still isn't up. Sky's going to have pretty much a full Uber out. They're going to have a free second point. This is exactly what Pizzagon needed, and it came at such the perfect time. And it's all because of the loose cannon gimmicks.
Yeah, and I think in this match in general, Pizzagon has had a lot more success pushing last than Not Fast Food, because we saw Not Fast Food just kind of sending in sacks and coming up on off classes, not really knowing what to do, but I think Pizzagon is definitely in a clear, or a more clear idea going in these last pushes than Not Fast Food has, and they have time to kind of work with. There is a Pyro up in the form of 5-5, and a Sentry is up on the right side right now. And I think the soldiers are both kind of moving towards the bottom right area. The Sentry is definitely called out. They know where it's going to be set up. And they really need to move fast, though, because the advantage is dwindling, and they can split on this Uber. I just don't know where they want to take it. But Sky, oh man, the sentry's actually spammed out, which is going to be good. They need to push right away, though. Deathy's going to be taking this Uber to the top left area, and High Five actually forced back, so not really effective on Pyro right there, the way that Sen was for his team. And Deathy and I think that was Muffins just flooding the point right away, but since they waited so long, the Uber actually does get popped off from Ictus, but it's going to be only him and Zilly versus the world right now, so we'll see what happens in this post-Uber scenario. Jared's just kind of sticking them up aggressively, and oh, we just have blue players standing on the point, so that's going to be a round in response from Pizzagon eSports, so they are definitely not counted out of this map yet, and their championship is on the line, so they're going to be playing their hearts out. The match is tied 4-4, and we're going to see what happens in the next mid. I'm going to keep an eye on Jared.
The ESEA thing isn't actually updated yet, so we don't know what the time limit is, but it is going to be 4-4. 15 minutes around. Okay, so we got about 15 minutes here left. As I'm going to watch Jared on this mid. He's moving up here through the valley. Actually, looks like the submarine strat is coming out here from Not Fast Food, and they are going to pick off Jarrett. And the bomb coming in, all the collapse onto Pizzagon is insane. The submarine strat is coming in huge. Deathy does pick off Zen, but they're going to go down. And that's a full wipe from Pizzagon here. This is looking dreadful. Ictus is going to have an 80% Uber ad, and Habib he can smell that I am championship. He's moving into lobby. He's got the sticks up on the intelligence thing there in lobby. The forward spawns are coming out here from Not Fast Food, and this is Pizzagon's last leg right now. Scissor is up on Pyro, sitting on the rail. He's going to have to deny this Uber absolutely perfectly. That is, if they choose to Uber from the same spot, as looks like they are exploring, going lower right. Looks like they might actually do it. This is a perfect play right now. But, oh, are they going to? Yes, they are. Yes.
They're taking some spam damage, so they do know they're there. The Uber's going to be popped off. Yeah, High Five leading his team into this Uber. Actually, gets bounced away from Ictus and then taken up with a sentry. If Zilly cut up on the point too, Sen did go down as well, so this push is actually not amounting to much. Though, oh my god, it's actually awful. Ictus is the only one left alive on his team. Not a single member of Pizzagon went down, so this is a huge advantage for Sky. And this is the last one that they really needed. Their championship on the line. They definitely just kind of pulled out all the turtle classes. High Five's on Spy, though, yeah.
But he's not going to be able to cap it in time. The cap rate is just too much. And he actually bumps into a soldier. And that's going to be huge. Rakuso picking off High Five super late. He's not going to be up for another 15 seconds. That is more than enough time to push mid here, as Pizzagon have this huge Uber ad right now. Bot mode is hiding underneath the point, though.
Yep, with the pick and the advantage, they can definitely move in, but Deathy was actually popped off pretty early from Sky and was just kind of sent in a straight upwards line. Bot mode is the only person in danger of being picked off, really. He's going to bounce away through the flank area, so Reps with 7 health before hitting up that reself. So that Uber was forced off, which is pretty bad for Pizzagon, and Not Fast Food's going to be able to hold choke, no problem. Deathy's hiding in the house area, but with his Uber advantage, I'm going to expect them to probably push into mid from house, so Deathy might be able to get a drop or some sort of early force onto Ictus here. Not Fast Food, they should probably just be building this Uber, which they are, and then they're going to be moving in towards the other team.
Deathy is hiding on the lip again in house, and it looks like they're going to take their Uber through house. This is huge for Deathy right now. He might get this drop onto Ictus. I have to put my cam on him, but Bob able to spot him out. They checked that time. Oh, no.
But Ictus actually did get hit down to 50
They did get the
health
force,
there.
though. They did get the force, so that's huge. They're going to lose 2 here, so they're going to have to give up the mid, but they are going to have a sizable Uber ad. They aren't going to get the forwards, though, either, so it's going to be tough to hold the second without popping their Uber, as it looks like the rest of Not Fast Food are just challenging it already. Botmo trying to get in on the Sky to force the Uber, but he's going to go down, so that's going to make this hold a lot easier for Pizzagon, as the Uber is now up.
Yeah, even though that they lost 2 players there, Pizzagon was able to really back up to Gray and not lose anyone else there, so with Sky with an Uber in her hands and everyone respawn, that's actually a really good position for them to be in. They're moving their house, they're not going to be popped up that early. As I said though, actually, Sky opts to pop early, probably to maybe get rid of any potential sticky dropping through the door for her pocket soldier, but they really won't get anything with that Uber. We have Rakuso coming through the house area though. It's going to be greeted by bot mode with a direct in the face. So just a lot of back and forth, not too good Ubers happening. Ictus is moving through choke, another really early pop this time, and I don't know if that much can happen, but actually Jared went down from Sen, and that's actually probably just going to be the only pick that they need if they want to work momentum. Because with the players that they have, and the health that they have, and the pick that they just got on Scissor, they're definitely going to be able to make something happen. Rakuso's actually in the forward spawn on Sniper right now.
Ooh, this is interesting.
This is a lot of space that Not Fast Food can take.
Yeah, Rakuso's in the wrong spot. There's nobody there for him to really pick. He's going to have to peek way too far if he wants to get anything. He's going to find High Five, but he misses the shot. This is the miracle shot. He's on Ictus, but he gets the body shot. But it's not going to be enough. And Pizzagon is going to be able to force it back to last. They do have an Uber ad, but do they really even want to use it on Badlands? Honestly, they have such a threat of getting back capped. I feel like that's lurking in the back of their minds.
Yeah,
like, not Fast Food just has the mind game advantage right now.
They're just set up right now to play kind of defensively on second until they get their Uber. They don't want to put Ignis in any unnecessary danger. But Muffins is actually all the way in house. I don't know how he got there, but he managed to. He did get cut out by Zillion. He's going to have to back off. Ooh, actually just get intercepted by bot mode, and there's a trade on the flank. So that's some nice trade action going down. The Ubers have evened up, so not fast food. We can probably expect them to work their way into lobby now. We have a sniper in the form of Scissor, and we have a nice last hold scenario, and we'll see if they break things up better than they did last time.
Yeah, looks like Scissor is up on Sniper. I don't even know this angle that he's peeking. Oh, he's peeking into bats all the way from inside. He's basically in lobby peeking bats. That was a really good angle, but it looks like he's actually going to go up on Spy now. I believe he's just checking the metagun. Yeah, he's just checking, seeing if they have a Spy, which they do. Bot mode is on Spy, so they know that now. He is going to be disguised as Friendly Scout here, moving into lower right, I believe. I don't know, but they definitely know he's on Spy, so they are going to get a pipe. They're going to be just looking at their butts the whole time.
Yeah, and he's crawling around on the ground like a duck, I guess, and he's moving behind the point. I don't know if he's crawling to maybe avoid footstep noises. I'm not sure.
He's crawling so that his Cloak and Dagger doesn't run out.
Oh, it's a Cloak and Dagger. I
Yeah.
wasn't on his POV, so I didn't tell. But he actually just gets bumped into by Scissor.
There
Oh
you go.
man,
And
that's
he's just running on the
unfortunate.
point, and he doesn't even bait the Sticky's death. He's just going to shoot him down with one rocket. Muffins does come in to sack, but he's not going to get anything. Scissor is back up on Sniper though, and Habib is really close. He could have gotten that, but looks like actually Scissor's peeking really far in. He sees the beam from Ictus, but he's not going to be able to coerce him to push in far enough. Looks like no off class. Actually, Scissor back up on Spy. I believe he's just going to check and see if they're on Spy again. Checking for the Sniper, checking for every off class, and well, they aren't running any of them, so he's not going to get anywhere. Looking for that heavy too.
Like last time, we're seeing Not Fast Food just kind of send in sacks to try and break up the stalemate, but when there's not a sentry in play, they could probably recycle. Sen actually did get taken out.
They're just sacking
we have
straight out of the
Papa
point.
sacking in too. Oh boy, 2 players sacked in from Not Fast Food. They're probably going to have to maybe move back in a more passive position. I see Ictus actually moving through the bats area. Bot mode though crashed, which is unfortunate.
Jeez.
It was
ESEA.
a client issue also, so really not the best of crashes to happen, but I guess they didn't pause since we didn't see one
Okay, well, he's right
and he
back.
actually rejoined right away. Yeah.
Kuso's back on the Spy. I don't know if he's checking classes again or if he's really going on Spy. Yes, he's really going up on Spy now. He's sitting in lobby, and no pressure, but he's all the pressure right now. And he's not on Cloak and Dagger, so he can't wait for this pick. He's seeing Ictus. He's right on him. He's going for the uncloak. He's right on Ictus' back.
Oh
He
my
gets
God.
the drop! He gets the drop! A
Very
huge play
nice.
there from Rakuso. Getting that crucial drop in the moment it mattered the most.
But
And
Zillion's
now
actually
Pizzagon-
in behind right now
Oh,
on
no.
last. Oh no, not going to be able to do anything there. I thought he might have a chance of backcapping, but yeah, that big drop is actually going to be good for Pizzagon to push out. They are down 2 players right now, but Jared has poked his way into upper lobby, so they can really start moving here. I think they just need to not let Sky get forced early, and a lot of good things can go their way. But Sen was hiding in trash. Just get spotted out there, just destroyed by Deathy right there, obliterated, checking around the corner. So yeah, Pizzagon probably feeling a lot less stressed right now.
Yeah, the back cap threat is eliminated, but the donk from Habib is going to be able to take down Jarrett, and that's all that Not Fast Food needs to come back into this. Bot mode is back into the game, and they've got most of Pizzagon stuck on Swidesfire. In fact, they're going to have to use their Uber. This Uber does come out from Sky, but they aren't going to be able to get Ictus. They do pick up Clean. They do pick up Zillion and Habib, though, so those are 2 big picks, and they might be able to push mid with this, but yeah, but here comes the Uber from Ictus pretty soon. He's being able to kite out and pretty much just save his Uber right now. Looks like Pizzagon is going to be able to at least pick up this mid, but Ictus sitting at 80%, sitting at a comfortable 50% Uber at, he's going to push in pretty soon.
With those 2 projectile classes down, with Habib and Zilly dead, they really couldn't hold mid there. And Zilly actually should go down again. I see High Five fighting Scissor on the flank. Scissor's probably going to be taken out inevitably, but a scout right onto Ictus. Oh my God, Muffins just destroyed him on Diag. That's ridiculous.
Shot.
That's actually going to be a
Amazing.
crazy good thing for
And Ictus
Pizzagon
was
right
on
now too.
99%. He was on
Oh my
99%. Oh no. Habib is coming in with
jumping
the
in for
big
the medic
sticky
pick
bomb.
with other
Oh
players.
no. They are looking defeated right now. That is how you know a demo just feels like he can't do anything.
Yeah.
Just sticky bomb coming. Bot mode is able to pick off Deathy, and Sen comes in and he does take down Jarrett. So this is not the end of Not Fast Food's map, at least for the moment, as it's only 3 up for Pizzagon here, and they are gonna. Ooh, Rakuso with a
Oh
nice
my
shot
God.
on the high five, stuffing him. Zilly is gonna try to bomb in. He's trying to get him really anything. He's actually gonna live with like negative health, but he does pick up the pack. So after all that craziness, they're not even going to get anything.
Packs and slowing
Yeah,
people
Zilly
down
just
right now.
distracted Deathy super hard. I got to imagine it's barely 5 minutes left on the clock, so Pizzagon has to be feeling the squeeze right now. Not Fast Food is obviously feeling it too, but they definitely have a little bit less stress considering that they are one map up.
Yeah, definitely. And we see them set up on the bats area right now. They can't really contest second that well. Zillie's still down, and there's a huge Uber advantage in favor of Sky, which is probably going to dwindle by the time they actually try and push last. But Sen actually just runs forward into the team. Actually, it's the force up in the Sky. That's the force that they needed. Oh, and Deathy's actually, yeah, he is in behind. They don't get the cap on Spire yet, though, and Ictus is actually approaching his Uber. I think all the not fast food players are in a safe enough place, though, where they can really push out once they get their scout spawn. So this isn't the best thing for Pizzagon, but they just need to make sure they push out of Badlands last and most speedily possible.
Is on Spy.
Oh boy, let's see if he can pick another player.
He's 1 for 2 now. I think he's 1 for 3, but you know, that one was the most important one. Deathy is going to go down, though. So, man, I wonder if they're actually just baiting out the spy cap. The Uber is popped, but Zillie bumped into Rakuso, so now they know they have a spy. So now he's not going to be able to get the back cap. He's going to have to go for the pick.
Rakuso's actually still hanging around the lobby area,
oh my gosh,
so
he dodges.
Still kind of a threat there. He actually
he's
on Bray. He's right behind
Ictus.
He misses the stab. Oh my god.
He's on Ictus. He's got him down so hurt, but he isn't going to be able to get the kill. Oh,
it's
no.
ridiculously close. And actually, Deathy with some
So
rockets
close.
coming from Porch. There's just too much happening right now, honestly. There's players, Scissors actually right in onto Habib. The push out actually happens. Spire just get capped off. Habib actually stays alive. Zillie's still dead. I think Zillie's been dead a lot on this map, honestly. And yeah, Not Fast Food is actually back in a pretty dangerous position. Sky's an Uber advantage. They're forward holding until they can get the Uber as well, I think. Or no, they're actually going to have to back off with one player down. That does make the forward hold a lot harder. And Pizzagon really can't waste any time here. They really shouldn't waste any time. They do have a 30% advantage, so they could start pushing right now. But Ictus is at 80% now, so I think they're going to have to even out Ubers. Sen actually in a good position right now on Pyro, and it looks like he might be 4 for 4 for Pyro. Uber denies right now, just kind of completely stuffs that Uber.
That's all they had to do the whole time was go right. Pizzagon coming in through the right now. Mustard Muffin's going to go down, and the Uber's going to come out here from Ictus and friends. Deadly going to get dropped here in lobby. Looks like Jared is going to get caught out as well, and Pizzagon in the greatest position just drop 3, and they're going to have to get forced back to mid, and they might not even get to mid, but it looks like they're going to get out. Honestly, a double soldier bomb there from Not Fast Food could have won them IM.
Yeah,
they could have collapsed super hard, but they just didn't go for it. So
people just hanging on to their IM lives right now. Not Fast Food, even though they're up a map, are definitely not letting up at all in these last holds and repushes. So we've had an awkward kind of dance in between Spire and Last this whole time. And they're kind of set up here and just building. Ictus is on Spire as well with almost all of his teammates. Kind of an odd place to hold. But we'll see what they're trying to do. I'm guessing that if any pressure happens and Ictus is going to back up to trash. We do have some fighting on the flank right now. High Five just kind of took on a fight with 4 other people, and they do know where they are now, and with these fire positions, they might be able to get some spam onto the flank area. We have soldiers jumping towards the choke. Jared actually did get taken out, so with no demo, that's going to be good news for Not Fast Food. Rakuso trying to make a bomb happen, gets stalled in the air, did get Ictus into 50 health, and Ictus actually goes down too to, I think, Deathy, who works straight the lot with Sky.
Ictus died with 99% again, and the Uber's coming out. The Uber actually wrapped all the way through lobby. They took them all the way through lobby. This is I have no words. That was one of the smartest plays I've ever seen. And now the Ubers are evened out, and they have 2 picks, including Assassin, who was so clutch on this map, on this last point especially. No sticks on point makes Badlands so much easier to push.
Yeah.
They're going in here through top left, but they are just getting denied so hard. The Pyro is all up and everything. Sen has really saved Not Fast Food this game right now. He's basically 5 for 5 for get off my point so far.
And since they didn't take that opportunity with Assassin down to push, this is actually going to be an even Uber scenario again. High Five is probably going to be able to get his level 3 sentry up. Sen's doing a lot of aggressive peeking on Pyro here, which might actually end up being a pretty bad thing if he does get picked off by players on Pizzagon. But if they feed him rockets, it can be a really dangerous position to put Sky in. So you'd see her get forced by a Reflect rocket earlier. So this is actually just kind of a nail-biting scenario. I think Scissor looks like he's itching to maybe sack in from main there, and we have some kills racing toward main.
They're moving in. The Uber just comes straight in through
main.
Deathy just gets straight on the point. He's blocked all the stickies. All he needs is the Uber to get unflashed. But the Uber does come out here from Ictus, and they're going to go save again.
Behind on the point. Habib did catch him, though. We have Zillie fighting him behind the point as well, but Muffins is still really healthy.
Goes
if
down.
he gets this frag.
goes down.
Oh my god.
Coming in for Pizzagon. Are they going to be able to do it? Habib is 23 health on point. This is their round. They are going to get onto the point. It's just Zillie, High Five, and Ictus, and they're also hurt, but Pizzagon is going to be able to clutch out the map. We are going to map 3 here.
This is
in one of the most
ridiculous set I've seen
Badlands games I have seen. Pizzagon clutching it out in the most clutch possible. I can't stop saying clutch, but that's what it was. That was an amazing last push. They finally stopped pushing top left. They realized they kept getting denied by Sen, and what was the answer? Just go through main. Just go through main, shoot the sticks off, stand on the point, you win the game. And they won the game. So, wow.
Yeah, I think
they looked really dominating, and then they kind of tapered off a bit. They did it when it counts.
now I think the third map is. I'm not positive, but is it Viaduct? Okay, yeah, I think it is Viaduct. So this is actually just going to probably be the most exciting thing we could possibly see, since both maps just a lot of back and forth happening. There were some stalemates this time on last wishes, but not really a dull moment on this set. I think this is probably the most exciting IM Grand Finals that I've watched in full in a while, and this is pretty amazing. Both teams are playing their hearts out, and now they're bringing it to the third map. The title is on the line, and yeah, let's take a look at these stats.
Interestingly here, Habib has been stricken of his lowest deaths in the server thing. That would go to Sky now with 17 deaths to Habib's 18, which is really good. As I've seen, she's been dying a lot in unfortunate situations, especially on the last map, but she's really picked it up here in this game. Sen actually going huge though, 43 and 26 top fragging in the server. Not far behind him is actually Scissor, 41 and 28. But they were just so close in this entire game. I'm pretty sure the frags are still dead even. 157 to 148 for Not Fast Food. Not Fast Food had a clear frag advantage, a whole team and a half of frag advantage, but they just couldn't clutch it out at the end. And I think that really speaks to Pizzagon just being really good at pushing last and just doing it so quickly that they don't even get any kills.
Yeah, I think that there was a lot more variance in last pushes from Pizzagon compared to Not Fast Food. Like, they had a lot more answers to what Not Fast Food wanted to throw at them and switched up their stuff. So, yeah, this is pretty crazy, and people are still in the server, so I think the switch might take a bit to happen. But, yeah, going into Viaduct, I think both scouts on both teams have been playing kind of out of their minds. Like, Scissor has been doing some crazy stuff for his team, and then both Sen and High Five have both been doing crazy things. And then Muffins is also just absolutely insane. Like, I remember that 2-shot on Ictus on Diag. Just a lot of plays from both scouts. So going into Viaduct, we're just going to see people just tearing each other apart, I think. I think it's going to really come down to coordination and playing off of damage, especially seeing how the soldiers can work in sync with the scouts, and just, yeah, Viaduct is going to be a really good reflection of who the better team is, and it's going to be the last map in the set.
Viaduct is always just a perfect map to end series with. It's always so high-paced, just fast-paced, and lots of frags and lots of action. There's really never a dull moment on Viaduct unless you're just getting rolled. And I definitely am not going to see. I don't really foresee any of these teams getting rolled on Viaduct. But it looks like the server just went down, so we do have the swap coming soon. We're probably going to throw it to a short break here, and then we'll come back to you with Map 3 of the ESEA IM Grand Finals here going to be on the Koth Viaduct.
Yep, so see you guys in a bit.
That's how we do it, yeah. That's how we do it.
You paint a picture in my mind. You wanna leave it all behind. In a world that's turning all the time, nothing could stop me longing for your eyes. I won't let it die. I can feel you when you're not around. When the night gets cold, I won't be alone. We won't be
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the ESEA IM Grand Finals here on EVL TV. We are in map 3 of a super tight set here on, well, Viaduct. The end-all, be-all map here, the decider of fates, of lives, of dreams, of men. I'm Flatline, and I'm here with my co-caster, the one, the actually not only, but we don't count Highlander players here, Deer.
Hello.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling excited, honestly. I think during the last map, it was I was on the edge of my seat, and it was, I don't know, I felt as excited as I would be if I were actually playing the game, but I can imagine these players are feeling a lot more excited, a lot more pressure on them, and it's a really tense set. We've run to the third map here on these IM Grand Finals, with Pizzagon taking the second one, not Fast Food taking the first one, and now we have Viaduct, so a team where the coordination and the DM and just the plays really shine, and it's going to be a crazy match.
Certainly, this is definitely just going to come down to raw DM. I feel like the scouts on both these teams are just so good. They're just going to run everyone else over, and everybody else is going to kind of be struggling to catch up. I definitely know the medics are not going to have a fun time. There's Sky and Ictus. They're going to be ripping their hair out, but it's all in the fun of the game and in the ESEA paycheck that they get at the end. So I would get bombed a couple times by a roamer for what is it, like 10,000? Not per person.
The millions, probably.
Millions. Billions of dollars. Yes, this is Team Fortress 2 International. Obviously.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's like we do have 12 in servers, so we're just waiting for some people to ready up here before we go live. I gotta toss some Preds here. What do you think's gonna happen?
I think I'm gonna. It's actually really hard to say, because I think that coordination is really going to help the teams out. Like you said, raw DM, but I don't want to be too quick to write off just teams playing cohesively. And we saw last map that in a lot of post-Uber fights and traditional fights, Pizzagon was excellent at collapsing onto Not Fast Food, like a lot better than Not Fast Food was doing on Badlands at least. So just with the cohesion that they were showing and the synergy on the last map, it's really, really hard for me to tell. I think the DM advantage might be in favor of Not Fast Food, but it's a really close one too, since everyone's been playing out of their mind. So I comfortably can't really say who it's going to go to either way. Like I'm going to have to watch it unfold, but my original prediction was that Not Fast Food would be the winners of Intermediate, so I'm going to stick with that prediction. I don't know what the score will be.
You know, this is such a hard pick, like you said. Like, I can't comfortably give it to any team right now, but I know I said not fast food in the beginning, but I'm feeling like Pizzagon is really just riding the momentum really hard right now, and I feel like they're going to be able to pull it off in the end, and I'm going to give it to them 4-3. We're going in for the long haul here.
Yeah, and something you mentioned
haul.
too, just with medics not having fun on Vital, I think that the medics are actually going to probably be a pretty crucial part of this map. Just with their survivability and their heal management, that I think is really going to be what makes and breaks a lot of the fights here. So just seeing how the medics are able to play, it'll really show how strong the backbone of each team is. Like, everyone's going to have their role to play on Viaduct, and yeah, as you said, we're in for something special. This is going to be a treat, and we should be going live really soon to get the message from bot mode, so expect to see some action underway in seconds.
Here we go. I'm seeing a lot of crazy classes in pregame. To be honest, Habib is on Soldier, so is Mufflins. I'm pretty sure they're going to come back on their main classes. I don't know why anyone would off class ever in the last map grand finals, but you know, stranger things happened on this blue marble. So
yeah, a gentleman's clause to shuffle classes. Pug scrimming up for the last map.
Please don't.
But actually, speaking
don't
of
give
classes,
Bob that idea.
We didn't even mention the off-class factor on Viaduct. You do see snipers sometimes, you do see heavy sometimes, you see a lot of things. I'm personally not the biggest fan of running a sniper on Viaduct in most situations, but some teams are, and both teams have strong snipers.
Yeah,
I think Scissor's the strongest in the server, though.
Yeah, we have 4 good snipers, basically. Scissor and High Five especially are just so good at clicking on heads. Sen is really good, too. And I haven't seen Mr. Muffins snipe as much, but he's probably really good at it because I feel like Scoutmans are just automatically good at sniping.
Yeah, definitely. I think Muffins has impressed us with his creative engineer skills, and it looks like we do have the side switching or picking going up, and yeah, we're about to be in for some crazy video games.
I'm ready for some crazy video games. Are you ready for some crazy video games? Looks like we are going live here with the last map of the ESEA IM Season 20 Grand Finals here. Who are you going to watch on this first mid, dear?
I'm going to watch Habib on his rollout, and then I'm probably going to be watching the scouts from a bird's eye view to see what they do, since just capitalizing off the damage is what's going to be big. He's got his axe out. Habib's actually on booties, too, something to keep in mind. The match is live. It's going through looks like he's taking a right side, probably a cliff rollout here. And yeah, Viaduct, the third map of this best of 3, getting underway now. We've got a nice early stick onto Scissor from Habib, and we've got players playing on around the right side for Pizzagon eSports. Scissor's actually still kind of low. No one's really committing that much, and with the space that they're giving them, Not Fast Food's really taking it. But Rakuso's in that little tunnel right now, jumping right onto Ictus. Oh, gets some damage off on Ictus with a pretty nice surf, and Rakuso just getting kind of stunted in the air. And this is actually probably one of the slower mids on Viaduct that I've seen. And with Rakuso actually distracting and going behind, Pizzagon took that opportunity to flood onto the point and cap it. So I guess the mid did go their way, but there's still fighting going on. Deathy just kind of reading 2 Skies on the point where they gets obliterated, and Sky's going to have to walk away with Scissor and Jared are all kind of bunched up on the cliffside. So the mid does go in favor of Not Fast Food, but 2 caps happened in that maybe 20 seconds.
Yeah, and Not Fast Food has basically already eclipsed the amount of time Pizzagon had on their clock. Sky and company are going to move out here on cliff. We're going to see an Uber v Uber fight here pretty soon. Deathy moving up onto the top cliff. Just starting to get something going. Looks like he's taking his time, though. Moving in on the left side. Uber does come out, and they're going to be able to trade out the Uber from Ictus as well. Really no frags being exchanged yet. Just basically an Uber trade, but Pizzagon really doesn't want that Uber trade. Wow! Deathy exchanging the Roamer kiss there, even though he's pocket with that other soldier. And really, no frags exchanged yet. Ictus is down to 60 health, so he's retreating a little bit. High Five does go down to Rakuso, and that should be all Pizzagon really needs to reclaim this point, at least for the moment. Must Muffins going in pretty deep, though. Just did a crazy set of really nice jumps to get up onto the cliff. But he is going to be met with a Soldier Scout and a med, so they're going to have to back off. Just cherish the point in time you have, as Ictus and company are going to be moving in pretty soon. It's pretty much once they get their bot mode spawn, they'll have their Uber and all 6 people, so they're going to be moving in pretty soon here.
I'm expecting them to probably just try and move forward as soon as they get the 6 and not really wait for any Ubers to go in Nabone's favor. Scissor's actually kind of forward on the left side, so not really in a position where he can get cut out because no one's there to greet him. But Pizzagon and Not Fast Food both have Ubers in their favor. There's an early pop-up from Ictus, actually, and the exchange happens on the point area. I think that Zilly's going to try and go deep and get something happening behind, just distracting on Cliff, and that's actually going to make enough room for his team to hop onto the point. But bot mode does go down as well as Zilly, so with no soldiers, it's actually not going to be the nicest situation. Muffins did go down, which is pretty bad since scouts are amazing on this map, and we've got a lot of red players flooding into Not Fast Food right now. Deathy went pretty deep and got caught out. Ictus managed to stay up during that whole thing, so now Deathy and Muffins are both down. The spawn advantage is in favor of Not Fast Food, since when they don't have the point capped, the spawns are going to be slower or faster for them and slower for the other team, and they're able to recap there. So a lot of back and forth on Viaduct, but there's also been a lot of odd moments where neither team really wanted to commit too hard to fights.
Yeah, definitely. It's like Not Fast Food are going to be able to hold it for the moment here. Ictus is almost up on his Uber, but Pizzagon is looking to challenge. Sky's only 80% though. That's still definitely Roamer Bomb droppable. So she's got to be on her tippy toes here as Pizzagon moves in. Not popping yet. The Uber does to come out here, and they're going to trade. Once again, really no frags coming from this Uber so far. They're both pretty much over, and it's just going to be kind of an awkward staring at each other Uber trade, as they really didn't gain any ground from it. Pizzagon is starting to come in, but Sen's able to come in and get a nice 2-shot onto Jared, and that's probably going to stunt Pizzagon's push right here. Mr. Muffins is moving in pretty deep. He's going for the pistol on high 5, and he almost actually got 2-shot by him. And Bamo goes down as well, so Pizzagon's got to doing a great job here of just cleaning up. They might actually catch off a Beeb, but he's going to be able to take down Scissor, and Mr. Muffins decides he doesn't want any of that. So, yeah, still incredibly even, as usual, from these two teams. Ictus with a sizable Uber ad, but Sky is building hers pretty quickly, so that might go away pretty soon here. Still sitting at about 20% ad, but it's like Ictus and company are to start to move in here from the right.
I was pretty skeptical about the Pizzagon Uber at first, since Deathy didn't do something similar to what Zilly did and kind of make room for his team when it was exchanged on point, but they really did do a good job of collapsing on Not Fast Food back in the point. Uber's popped out from Ictus. They're going really deep into the players on the red team, but both soldiers go down and get a lot of damage, but no frags, so that's actually going to be really bad for Not Fast Food, and that's going to be a really big positional advantage for them too, or for Pizzagon at least. Habib jumping into trying to force, actually gets Sky down to 9 health, so some amazing demo aggression there. He's actually still alive to distract. He has this axe up behind Rakusa, but he's definitely going to get cleaned up there. But this is going to be a big Uber advantage in Ictus's favor. Obama did go down as well. I think that was around the China area from Rakusa, who's lit up down to really low health. And Ictus actually kind of stayed in, kind of hanging around the cliff area, so he is susceptible for another bomb. But there's an Uber advantage for Not Fast Food that Pizzagon really has to keep in mind and deal with if they want to hold on to this point. But there's only 35 seconds left on the clock for them, so things are really going their way.
Not Fast Food basically wasted the Uber ad they had with that double soldier bomb. They didn't even get the point, so the clock for Pizzagon has been ticking away for a good minute and a half now, and it's still going strong. As looks like Not Fast Food wants to move in here with their Uber ad again, but they really just need to get the point. They need to muscle people off. Bot mode is going to go down super early, though. Then they really aren't even getting the point. Zilly is caught here in the corner. The Uber does come out from Ictus, and they are able to pick up Steffi, but they still don't have cap time. And they still aren't capping. They start capping, and there's only 5 seconds left on the clock. Pizzagon might even get to overtime. No, they won't be able to, but it's still 2 seconds left, and that was a major misplay there from Not Fast Food. They're 2 down right now, and Pizzagon are able to come onto this point pretty quickly, and this is pretty much a round.
Yeah, that was a pretty big misplay, as you said, for not having the point. But they're actually right back in there. Oh my god,
they are going to save it. And wow, bot mode.
They've only got Deathy and Sky up. Deathy just taken out near the rock, and I mean not Deathy, Sky was taken out, and Deathy's jumping back in with only 40 health, gets a rocket onto Ictus, but he really can't do much. And with all those players down, that's actually a good position for Not Fast Food to set up a forward hold, and that's what they're going to be doing, I think. Habib moved on the cliff, we've got the medic on the left side with both of the soldiers. High five watching main, and I guess that Sen is going to be left to watch cliff as well with Habib. So with this forward hold, they can actually scrape a lot of time off the clock if they're able to pull it off successfully. But as they say that, they're going to have to back up and set up more behind their rock this time. If they have a solid hold, though, that can be a lot of time for them. There's only 15 seconds left. It just popped his Uber off. I think they're going to use this aggressively. They have a lot of damage. They took out Sky and Deathy. That's going to be really big. We've got a scout onto Jarrett, too. Jarrett's in trouble on this cliff, actually pipes the scout and takes himself out. And we have a lot of heals on the point. Only Muffins is left alive. So this round's actually turned around. And Muffins, the last hope for Pizzagon, just dodging. Oh my god.
Pizzagon has so much time on point. This definitely is not a done and finished book open and close round yet. As they're going to come in, they don't have any more time on the point, though. They are going to be able to get it, but Jarrett's going to go down, and they're just edging this point super hard. But it looks like this should be Not Fast Food's round. It's still a 4v4, and Pizzagon has actually gotten a lot more time on it, but it's just Muffins and Deathy now. And Deathy's going to go down, so it's just Jarrett. And that is going to be a close round there for Not Fast Food.
Man, that was really close, like through and through. That was a pretty ridiculous round. So we're gonna watch on this mid.
I think I'm gonna give the camera over here to bot mode. He's been really doing a lot with his bombs. Not necessarily on mid, but he's just been getting a lot of frags overall. So I think I'm gonna see how he plays his mid. He's moving in here through main, jumping onto the wall, going across, and he's actually gonna surf onto the red house, and he's in on Sky. He misses one rocket, but wow, Jared gonna be able to just two-pipe Victus and Sen. Bot mode's still in behind. He really needs to just equalize Sky right now. He's getting onto Jarrett, but he's just whiffing a lot of rockets. He is going to be able to catch out Jarrett here in the house, but he is going to go down too. Bot mode is still behind though, and he's really distracting a lot of people as Rakuso goes down, and this is going to become the collapse here. Bot mode is going to go down though eventually, but he did do a lot of damage, so this looks like it's probably going to be a repush here from Not Fast Food, as they're going to be able to collapse on the Pizzagon people. Scissor does go down in the backfield, at least.
Ooh, Sky was actually forced off too with the bomb from Zilia there. She went down to around 70 health and had to pop. So that's going to be a pretty good advantage for Ictus. We have High Five in bot mode fighting Muffins, who's around the main area. He takes out High Five, and bot mode actually is directed down by Deathy there in the lip of that entrance too. So there's still an uber advantage for them. Those can count as sacks, I guess, since they'll be up in time for a push. 70%. Ictus looks like he wants to move towards the left side. And Pizzagon wasn't able to really set up any... Or actually, no, they did. They did set up a forward hold here. So that's going to make it tough for Not Fast Food to really move out here. But they actually did all flood through the left side, get to pick into Scissors. So that's going to be their entry pick. And with the Uber that they're about to have, that's going to be good news from the push in. High Five making room for his team, kind of scaring away Rakuso all the way back to the left side towards their pack. They're getting nice time on point. And yeah, this recap should go in their favor. Jarrett's bombing in for the Force. Actually not able to hit Ictus, who stayed untouched in that whole thing. And that's going to be a lot of time that Not Fast Food can buy if they can hold this and play it right with their Uber.
Yeah, they're taking this clock down. It's going to go down to at least probably like 2:15, 2:20 before the repush here from Pizzagon. Sky is going to come up on Uber now, so they are going to move in here through Cliff. Most of their flank coming out. Looks like they're leading with Jared. Deathy's going to just get mulched there super early, though, before the Ubers even come out. So I wonder where they're going to take in on this now that Deathy's gone.
Yeah, they need to do something, though, since they are in a position where they're kind of committed to maybe trying to take a fight. They did actually back off without taking too much damage. Jarrett's been kind of testing the waters, though. Rakuso looks like he's going to be the one to initiate for his team. The Uber is popped off onto him. Habib goes down really low, gets flashed off. High Five does die on the left side for them. There's a lot of stuff happening down by that health pack. Rakuso's dancing around on the cliff. A lot of players going down right now for Not Fast Food, and Rakuso's going to be onto Ictus right now. Gets the first rocket off and actually doesn't take him out, and that's a spam rocket dangerously close to Ictus from Deathy. Habib sacrificed his life, so his medic is
coming in deep.
Will he escape? Yes, he will. Oh my
Scissor
god.
barely not able to get that kill on Ictus. I think he was down like 10 health there. Rakuso did a lot of damage with that bomb, and they did a mostly good job of cleaning up on it. They just weren't able to get Ictus there in the back. Honestly, it's not that terrible because they still have a decent Uber, but it would have just been the icing on the cake there. As the clock ticks down, they've gone well past Not Fast Food's timer as Not Fast Food is coming back in here. Zilly's going to go down pretty early, and Ictus is actually not in the best spot. He's down, and the pipe! The pipes there from Jarrett taking down pretty much all of Not Fast Food there. They were just all so hurt. That was bound to happen. Rakuso does go down to High Five here. Sen is actually in onto Sky, but he's going to go down. Scissor able to clean him up very nicely. And this is looking like another good hold here for Pizzagon. They are still at a full Uber, and Ictus and company are moving in here through the left. They're just going to try to get the Force out. Zilly flying in from behind, but they have all eyes on him right now. He is going to go down without getting the Force. Sky has actually not been touched yet. Oh, but the bomb comes in there. Finally, Sky does force her Uber from the double bomb there. And that's going to be pretty pivotal there.
Yeah, I think that I didn't actually see why Sky ended up off of the cliff, but when she was set up in her cliff hold, that's a spot that I kind of like playing as medic, because you're pretty safe if your team can set up well and secure you from anything that wants to run in and hurt you. But with the Force coming out that late and only 40 seconds left on the clock, you really can't knock Pizzagon for the amount of time that they bought on the clock. Since there's still around 2 minutes for Not Fast Food to deal with, they're going to be moving from their cliff side. They do actually have to pop their Uber off pretty early. I think Sen was the reason for that since he went down low. And Pizzagon is just out of there, not really taking any damage. And as I said that though, there's actually a frag that happens. Scissors taken out on the cliff side. Bot mode's trying to keep up this pressure on the rock too, and the recap does happen. But there's still an Uber advantage in Sky's hand that they're going to have to be worried about and deal with, since even if they don't get fragged by the Uber, the space that Pizzagon can get with it can get the point cap for them and put Not Fast Food in a pretty dangerous position. So I think the blob of red places maybe thinking about moving forward. They are taking a lot of damage from Habib keeping the pressure up, and the Uber is swapped up. Deathy's going to be jumping into the thick of other players, And I don't think there's some frags probably possibly going to happen. Sen got onto Hive Gum dangerously low, but no, Scissors actually taken out Deathy and Jarrett. So things are turning around really quickly, and the point actually was never recapped. So what could have been a great Uber for Pizzagon turned kind of
just
sour
pushed
there.
them off. Pizzagon just pushed them straight off the point, but they still haven't capped it. I don't even think they know. They really just need to edge that. And Mr. Muffins is going to go down. Rakuso is going to be able to pick up the cap there. They were probably just waiting for their spawns, honestly. As the Uber does get forced out here from Ictus, Sky going to be able to back off and retain her Uber ad. So Not Fast Food is going to recap this, but Pizzagon is going to knock it down to around 10 seconds. Bomb mode in with the huge bomb. He does get Sky. Wow, that was a nice double rocket jump there off the rock and off the China.
And that's also exactly what they needed, too, because without that huge advantage in Sky's hands, they really aren't in danger of losing this point as much as they were before. They are down one player still, so with the pick advantage, Pizzagon might want to think about doing something since Sky did come up before bot mode, but by the time she really gets their other players, I think he's going to be back with his team as well. Ictus and friends are set up behind their rock as usual as they've been doing, but Pizzagon flooding the point right now, moving because they know that they don't really have that much time to work with, and there's a lot of damage coming out from both sides. Ictus does go down, so there are no heals for Not Fast Food right now, but there's no heals for the other team either. Everyone's in the red on the red team, only 18 health left on Muffins, and Deathy's at 92, so just a really nice amount of DM coming out of Not Fast Food there, and the point is still in their hands, so the clock is actually going to even up. It's 20 seconds versus 10. Deathly just being generally annoying and actually finally taken out. We've got Zilly posted up forward on the cliff, and yeah.
Zilly got 2 huge frags there. He just flew over everyone's head and killed Sky and Jarrett there and pretty much just stunted their push. Pizzagon is going to try to come back onto this point, but Sky's going to go down to Zilly. They are going to maybe get this recap. Yes, they will, but it's going to be a pretty scrappy fight here. They do have the numbers ad, but looks like Pizzagon... Oh, they're actually going to collapse really well. They do take down Habib, but it's just Ictus alive, and they are going to get this cap and the round. 1-1. Even with the crazy Zilly plays there with the 2 med picks back-to-back and the demo pick, they are still going to get that round.
Yeah, so we've got back and forth and then back and forth rounds too, round to round. So it's 1-1 right now, and I'm going to be watching... I'm going to give Jarrett some love on this mid. He's going to be rolling out by their cliff. And I think bot mode with a really big jump on the right side, though, not actually going for a bomb, just posted up on the little slanted shack area. Not really committing too much. Rakusa just walking into danger, though, gets taken out by bot mode. Not really the best place to walk through when people are watching that. Scissors actually gone down dangerously low as well, so a lot of frags going in the way of Not Fast Food, but Ictus did get taken out in the commotion that was the mid-fight. But the only person that remains after all is said and done is Zilly, so pretty wild mid.
Yeah, Zilly got the super late pick there on Sky, too, which is going to be pretty big. They are going to cap out this. Unless Rakusa decides to 1v1 Zilly here on the point, which he actually is going to do, and he realizes that Zilly doesn't have the best health, but he is going to get backed up by his team. So that's going to be a mid-cap there for Not Fast Food, but Pizzagon is probably going to spill in and try and fight this pretty quickly.
Yeah, and we've got a pretty big advantage for Ictus right now, so as long as he plays in a pretty nice position, he should be safe. He's been playing behind the rock with his team the whole time, and I'm not really the biggest fan of just kind of dawdling there as a medic. But he did get taken out too, so no demo pressure for Not Fast Food, and more players going down as well. I think they might just be kind of trying to sack for the point since they know they have to back up eventually. And Ictus actually got taken out as well, so this is a full wipe actually in favor of Pizzagon.
Scissor got the 4K there. He went in behind and he picked up Zilly. Zilly and Ictus, and then everybody just kind of collapsed there from there on. So that's going to be a wipe and a cap there from Pizzagon. The 1-2 punch as... Oh! Zilly actually getting moon bounced there onto the other side of the combo, and he's actually still in behind. I don't even know if they saw that. They actually do get the force out of Sky, so that's pretty big. Deathy's going to try to punch this in as far as he can, though. Habib does go down, but Ictus is in spawn. Cannot do anything about that.
Yeah, so that was a
Scissor's actually hiding here on the right side on the pipes, which is really interesting. I've seen that hiding spot a lot. I wonder if they're going to check it if they push Cliff.
We have something interesting. Bot mode bringing out the Pyro class right now, moving his way through this little choke point. Actually getting a nice reflect, sending Rakuso flying up into the air. Though I'm not sure how effective Pyro is on this map usually. And there's a bomb right onto Ictus, gets the force. Deathy, nice job. And Scissor's actually still behind, taking the fight with Sen, who's down to 7 health. Ooh, Sen gets rescued though by High Five with some nice scattergun shots. And Not Fast Food able to flood back into this point, still with the Pyro in hand, so we'll see how this works out. We really don't see this class that much on this map, so...
I mean, I've seen that before when you're pushing out left side to just keep everyone off your back. It's definitely a really good idea. And he is going to go down, though, to Rakuso, going to be able to eliminate the Pyro menace from this map, at least for about 10 seconds. If bot mode decides to run it again, but I doubt it. Pizzagon is going to try to pressure this point now that they have the pick ad. Rakusa actually coming in. He's going pretty deep. Jarrett does go down, though, so that might stifle their push a bit. As the bomb from Zilly coming in, he hits 2 nice rockets onto Sky and backs her off for a little bit, but it looks like Pizzagon should be able to get this cap.
Yeah, and we have players from Not Fast Food still kind of hanging around the cliff area. Ictus doesn't have his Uber yet, and he has 2 players down, which is kind of a dangerous place to be. Sky does pop our Uber off. Ictus does have to pop in response on point, and I don't think there's going to be any Pizzagon players going behind and putting any of the other blue guys in risk. But actually, as I said, that when Habib jumps in, Scissor did turn his attention to him for a second. He actually gets cleaned up, though, and there's only 2 players left alive right now on Pizzagon. Jarrett's jumping in to try and make a play happen, gets completely obliterated in the air. And, yeah. And Muffins is up on Spy.
Ooh, interesting. We're bringing out all the off classes here. Looks like he actually is going to think better of it than go back to Spawn. Probably going to go back to Sniper, to be honest. Nope, going to stay back on the Scout. Sky does have a fairly decent disad, so they're probably just going to try and push in, maybe. I don't know. Pizzagon really looks like they want to challenge it instead of just going for the sack.
And we have Scissor actually being the first casualty. I was going to point out that he was in a catch-outable position, and Jarrett goes down as well, so without that demo and scout, that's going to be good news, but there are no soldiers to make any room for Not Fast Food right now, and they're just getting absolutely collapsed on. Ictus going down again. His survivability on these holes hasn't really been the greatest. Sen is going to be the last player left alive for his team, so the cap is probably going to go right back into Pizzagon's hands, and Sky's going to have a big Uber advantage. I think that Ictus is really just going down at close to Uber times a lot, and it's really hurting his team.
Yeah, definitely. He's been caught out quite a lot on these transition fights when he's got a little bit of ad and he's just holding super close, and then things just don't turn out for him. Looks like Not Fast Food are going to attempt to re-push in here. Zilly actually getting in behind. They do pick off bot mode, though, super early, and that's going to stifle their push a bit as the combo from Pizzagon comes in. They do pick up Deathy and Jarrett, though, so that's probably going to save them the point, at least for now. As the Uber from Pizzagon comes out, they're going to drop the cap time to under a minute. Muffin is going to die, though, so it's going to be a 3v6, and that's going to be Not Fast Food reclaiming the point, probably, at least for now. Just finishing up the cap time they had, and yeah. Ictus does have a really big Uber ad, too, so they're going to be able to hold this for a while.
Yeah, they got the force off and they got 3 picks, so they're able to just kind of roll back in onto the point, and when Ictus gets his Uber, they're really going to be in a comfortable position as long as he's able to stay relatively unharmed, and a lot of good damage coming out from Not Fast Food onto players from Pizzagon. Oh, but as I said, the Zilly does go down, the force does get popped off, so if they don't get fractured with the Uber, this could be bad news for Not Fast Food, but Jarrett's stuck under that basketball hoop right now, so having the demo taken out is going to be good news for them, but Ictus gets obliterated by the bomb in from Rakusa there, taking a good opportunity to jump in there, and there's actually, I think, all players but 1 or 2 right now are in the red for Not Fast Food. So when Pizzagon pushes back into this point, we might see players just kind of sack for the point until Ictus is up, just to delay it as long as they can, and maybe get a frag onto Sky. But yeah, they have to do something right now, or just save their lives and back up. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, Pizzagon is going to be able to cap back that point, although Not Fast Food got it down really low. They're only in 9 seconds here. The Uber is up for Sky, so they really don't have time to get an Uber of their own, so they have to go in for the force, and Sky just, like, straight up force is super easy. They just want to take this across the point and just end him right now. Ictus is super hurt. Oh, he's almost dodging, but Scissor is going to be able to pick him up, and this looks like a round 2 here for Pizzagon.
Yeah, it's been kind of unfortunate. I think that on a lot of situations where Not Fast Food makes plays like they want to send players in just to sack and force the Uber, they walk Ictus out as well, so he just kind of gets taken out in a lot of these weird transitions or backing up scenarios, so that's really not ideal for them, and only 5 seconds left on the clock for Pizzagon. Both soldiers down on Not Fast Food, and we've got Muffins all over Habib. Ictus is up and alive, but both scouts are on the point with little to no help. Oh, Ictus comes in. I think he might have gotten an arrow onto Sen, but it's all going to be, it's going to amount to nothing with overtime on the clock, and no one really in a good position to try and do anything to get back on there, so Pizzagon securing their 2nd round now.
Yeah, and that looked still super close, but I feel like Pizzagon was just better with their Ubers, and just really just their team play has been shining really well. And of course, they got the fraggers on of course, Evil Mr. Muffins and Scissor are with top pointing besides their med, because it's Viaduct and they're playing Scout. Who are you going to watch on the Smith?
I'm going to be taking a look at the scouts, as you mentioned. It looks like High Five and Sen are playing relatively in sync, and no one's really like contesting the actual point area that much. I remember that Rukus just kind of walked in and died last minute, but he's playing a lot more careful this time. We do have some aggression coming out. Jarrett's actually the first casualty of the mid-fight. With that demo pick, that's going to be good room for Not Fast Food. And they're getting more picks to follow that up. Scissor and Muffins went down as well, and I think that the remaining red players are really going to want to back up. And with the space that Not Fast Food got, they're definitely going to be able to set up a forward hold. And just from screwing this team, their forward hold's usually pretty strong, and they know when to back out when it gets broken. But they're pretty good at setting up and denying every entrance efficiently. So if they're able to do that effectively, they can buy themselves a lot of time and hopefully get an early force.
Yeah, definitely. Ictus is holding up there on that cliff. Pizzagon is going to flood in here through main, and they're going to work their way up through the right side. Deathy's starting to spearhead this push. Ictus is actually down to 98 health. He could go down pretty easily with some choice rockets. Ictus is actually down to 20 health. He drops to Deathy there. Like I said, the choice rocket there, the perfect direct, dropping Ictus there, just playing a little bit too living on the edge there, especially on Vidox. But the bomb from Habib comes in and drops Sky.
And the point actually hasn't been recapped from Pizzagon yet.
Yeah.
It looked like Deathy kind of jumped right back onto there, and now it's going to be only Scissor alive and Muffins as well. So both guys are still alive. They want to get their spawns up before they recap the point, just so they don't mess up their players' spawn time. Since Sky is back up, they're going to get back on there and cap it. And Ictus spawns with the rest of his team. Oh, they actually managed to botch it and messed up Jarrett and Deathy. So with his two players getting up a bit later, that's not the best of news, but it's not really going to be any huge deal for Not Fast Food to capitalize off of.
Yeah, looks like Not Fast Food are going to be able to try to push in here. This is the bomb coming in from Zilly is going to be able to pick off Jarrett and Deathy, but they're just going to get traded instantly, and Rakuso going to be able to pick off Ictus as well. It looks like Pizzagon is going to come out of this on top.
And then, again, we've got Scissor and Muffins, the only two players alive on their team.
Yep.
Just going to recap this point.
Yeah, and all the spawns are up now for Not Fast Food, except for Sen, who's coming up now. So the Ubers are going to be pretty much even. In fact, this is a small, tiny little ad, and they're going to be pushing straight in. Scissor might actually get caught out. Yeah, he's a little bit too far forward. So that's going to be really the only frag they need to try and get something going here. Bobmo actually going to jump up to the right rocket. He is going to hit him with a nice rocket, and Zilly's going to finish off Jarrett. So that's going to be pretty much the free cap there from Not Fast Food. Pizzagon just backed out. They did drop a couple people there like Jarrett, but honestly, nah, what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
There's a lot of good positional advantage stuff going in the way of Not Fast Food when they get picks, or early picks when they try and push out, and they're able to kind of stay alive here now. Ictus is still alive, almost has his Uber, but you have red players moving right back in. Pizzagon doesn't want to give up the point, or doesn't want to give up their hold that easily, and Muffins actually does go down, which isn't going to be the best of news for them. Sky's actually approaching her Uber, she's around 80%, but Ictus is actually forced off. Bot mode gets kind of juggled into the air, and I don't know if they're going to be able to get that many picks. Scissor looks like he might be in a position to get caught out, but Jarrett going down might be good news for Not Fast Food. Sky will have an Uber to push back into them, though, so it's something to keep in mind. And
yeah,
Bot mode, just kind of getting caught out with his back to the enemy.
Yeah, Pizzagon is going to be moving in here through that cliff. There's really no one in position to challenge Sky or get a force out or anything. Bob Mode is going to hop up onto that cliff, but he's not going to really get anything as Deathy's just going to
Nice
push him straight off. Yeah, he did hit a nice air shot there. Deathy actually bombing straight ahead onto cliff. He's going to be able to try and just push everyone from Not Fast Food out. Bot Mode does get a pick under Rakuso, but he's going to get traded for by Deathy. So the clock looking in the favor of Not Fast Food, but Pizzagon are going to be able to hold this for a little while as they do have that full Uber.
Yep, and with Sky's Uber, I wonder how Not Fast Food wants to play it. I don't think they really... Well, they sent in Habib for a sec, I guess, and here comes Zilly to follow up after. And High Five, and they get the force. So that answered my question of how they wanted to play this situation, since they weren't really sending sacks that much earlier, but they did this time. High Five actually may be able to get out. Actually, just take out Deathy, too, and he's taking the fight with Scissor. I don't think he's going to win this, so it's going to be a 2v1. And Sen's actually coming in right there, too. It's scout checkers right now. Muffins did go down there in that fight, and we have Ictus on the cliff with his Uber and his other players right now. They're going to be moving in onto the point. Ictus doesn't have to pop yet, and Pizzagon's actually kind of moved out, so with the positioning that they have, I don't think that Ictus is going to have to pop anytime soon, and they can set up a pretty comfortable hold here.
Yeah, Rakuso jumping in here. He's really not got a lot of health, and the force was already out anyway, so he's probably just in a terrible position on the 4-man and just died. So that's going to be the force coming out from Ictus. And Sky's going to be up on about a 60% Uber ad now. And I heard a knife, but I guess somebody was on spy for like a microsecond. Maybe they clicked something wrong. I was really excited too. I thought we were going to see something cool, but there was only 20 seconds left on the clock for Not Fast Food. Oh, but the sticks from Habib are going to take down Sky, and that's pretty pivotal. Looks like
Ictus is going to be able to stay up. Rakuso's bomb didn't really amount to much, but Muffins is actually in for the tunnel area, and there's more players maybe trying to get Ictus, but I think he's in a pretty safe position by the cliff. They're probably going to have to give up the point, but with the Uber advantage they have, they can repush no problem. There's still 2 players down on Pizzagon as well. Bot Mode's not up right now for Not Fast Food. High Five wants to kind of keep some sort of a presence in, too, and I think the Pizzagon players are not very, they're maybe a little bit hesitant to take the ground that they have right now on the point. Ictus still doesn't have an advantage. They're moving in, and Scissor's actually on Sniper too, something to keep in mind.
Interesting. He is going to hit the nice headshot on the Sen, who is just sitting on China, pistoling. Not exactly the best idea against Sniper. No scouts here on Viaduct, and Pizzagon is just going to run a train here. They do get Habib there. Jared able to pick him up on the backside cliff. Ictus is going to be able to get out, though, with his full Uber. He's safely back in spawn. They know about the Sniper, though, so he's definitely going to be playing a little bit more cautious. Sky actually doesn't have her Uber, so they can maybe just get in if they want to go fast enough. And yeah, here comes the double scout Uber. They're going to just push Pizzagon straight off the point. All they want is that cap time. The Uber does get popped off here by Sky, and actually both scouts got blasted up onto the China. High Five is going to be able to take down Scissor, but he is going to go down himself. So this is looking pretty even. Deathy's going to try to come in with his Uber.
From Pizzagon, just kind of one by one. Jarrett kind of gave his life away, and then I think Rakusa was the next to go. So now we only have Sky left alive on the point to try and defend things, and that's going to be an overtime cap for Not Fast Food. So Pizzagon in that kind of post-Uber fight funneled in one by one and kind of messed things up, but we're tied 2-2.
Yeah, 2-2 here, promising to be a super close game. You know, whoever goes into this half with the round up on the other team is definitely in the advantageous position. I'm going to watch Zilly in this mid here. He's moving into the left side, going in through connector. Deciding actually better of it, going to jump around, baiting Rakusa, I think. He does get Rakusa to back off, so he's going to try to take this little avenue he has onto him. Bot mode is going to go down, and so does Deathy and Rakusa, though, so it's going to be in the favor of Not Fast Food. And here comes the cleanup. Habib hits a nice pipe on a Scissor and Jarrett. Just Sky alive, and she might not get out. She's only at 40 health. Looks like they're not electing to give chase, though, so they're going to just give Sky that 50 Uber. He was like, yo, he's so bad, you don't even need it. We don't even need it.
And we've got Not Fast Food setting up for a forward hold now. I think I have said that they're solid at forward holding, but in this match, I don't think we've really seen them by that many seconds off of forward hold. But as I said, that Habib gets a nice sticky pick onto both Deathy and Muffin, so that's going to really be bad news for Pizzagon if they want to make some stuff happen. Rakusa goes down as well, but Habib going down on the cliff is going to be some bad news for them. They do have 3 picks in their favor, though. They are going to back up from the forward hold, though, without a demo. But that's still a lot of time with the picks that they got there, and Ictus still has this Uber. He's hanging out behind the rock again. As long as he doesn't drop or get forced in a really inopportune time, this is a pretty comfortable position to be in for Not Fast Food. But with that demo still down, Pizzagon really needs to take advantage of the space that they can have. And there we go, the Uber saw exchange on the point. Got people kind of dancing around, and Deathy kind of trying to jump behind for the Uber and pressure bot mode. He has to jump out, though, since he wasn't able to get that frag. And now we just have another fight happening on the midpoint itself. Oh man, and we have Scissor and Jarrett both going down, but High Five and 3 players total from Not Fast Food go down as well. We have only Ictus and Sen left live on the point. Now it's just up to Ictus to try and make something happen. He
got caught out. That's going to be Pizzagon's first cap of the round, though, in a minute and almost a quarter just off the clock there from Not Fast Food, doing a really good job of holding it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it looks like Sky is up on a decent new Brad. Looks like they're going to go for the 4-man here. Yeah, they're going to go for the 4-man. Not Fast Food is... They got both the soldiers coming in from left here, varying up their positions, obviously. And looks like the bombs are coming in. They're really coordinated on this. They're really going in for Sky. They got her stuck in the corner. Oh, she's so hurt, and she does go down to Sen. So a successful sack there. Going to give Ictus about a 60% Uber at. Sky complaining in chat that she didn't have it and to learn to count Ubers, but they had ads, so whatever. Looks like Not Fast Food are going to be moving in here with their ad going in through the left. Coming in through main as well. It's actually rotating to the left to get with bot mode here. They're taking a lot of time here, just trying to find the most optimal push. Moving in here through right. They're going to lead, looks like they're going to lead the scouts in on this.
And with this big advantage, they really don't want to waste any time. They do have some presence on the point, too, and it looks like it's going to be using the Uber kind of aggressively with High Five. And
High Five's just going to go straight in.
Yeah, and they've kept the point while all the fighting was happening. I think Zilly's actually going to go down, though, on the other team's flank. So with these 2 players dying for the post-Uber fight, that's not really the best place to be in if you're Not Fast Food. And I think High Five's going to go down as well. But, ooh, some nice chip damage from Sen to finish off Scissor right there. But with those 2 picks, if I were Pizzagon, I would not be afraid to push back in, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing, moving back onto the point. So Sky now has an Uber advantage on their picks, but oh my god, some nice picks from Habib, yeah.
Deathy and Jared have been dying together a ton this game, which is pretty funny. I've never seen that really before. Oh, Zilly went in to try to get the bomb onto Sky. Didn't quite kill her, though. She's still at 80%. Bot mode going to trade for it, and it looks like Pizzagon are probably going to have to back off for this, at least for the moment, while Sky gets her Uber. The scouts for Not Fast Food are just walling them out super hard.
And
Pizzagon is all stuck on cliff.
but Ictus kind of needs to be careful. I think he was kind of playing with fire, kind of aggressively peeking on Pizzagon's side of the plane. Now he's approaching 90, so he's in less of a dangerous position. Blue Uber's popped off actually onto him, and as I said before, he was kind of playing with fire there, but he actually did get to pop his Uber off, and the plane actually wasn't recapped from Pizzagon, so not fast food, still able to buy time here, and things kind of reset, but Scissor just kind of walks onto the point after all the fighting happened. Deathy onto Ictus from behind, though. That's a big pick. No medic in their favor, so there are no heals for not fast food, and I think the rest of the players are just going to sack in for Sky right now, since the cap is inevitably going to go down in Pizzagon's favor. We have High Five still in there, and bot mode, the only player left alive on Cliff right now, just kind of being distracting, and Rakuso able to scrape out with 6 health, so Rakuso and Sky, the only 2 left alive.
He really wants that frag.
Yeah,
he's spamming rockets into their spawn, but Rakuso's going to be able to connect with Sky and get his heal. Not fast food, probably going to be able to get this cap. Looks like Deathy wants to fight it, though. He's jumping in pretty aggressive. And the Not Fast Food are just going to be able to corner cap it, though. Pizzagon decide, nah, it's not worth it. They still have the time advantage right now, sitting at about 47 to 57 here. The Uber is in favor of Sky, but it's only slightly, as Pizzagon are going to decide to push in here. It's Deathy sitting super close. Scissor is going to go down early, though, to High Five. And High Five really just has a lot of command over this game right now. Jared goes down as well, and that is going to be the call to get out. Deathy might go down here as well. He's stuck behind a house, but looks like he's going to be saved, at least for the moment. Rakuso does trade with Zen, and the Uber's actually going to come out here from Sky. A little bit of a desperate Uber here. They really don't have anybody in on this besides just Muffins and Deathy, and they're going to go down, and Sky's going to get sandwiched there. The big collapse coming out there from Not Fast Food. Muffins is in behind.
Still in behind. Yeah, he's
Muffins
on Habib right now.
He's doing a lot of work.
He's probably going to get taken out eventually, but he's definitely turning heads, and we have other red players
Jared coming in with
Jared
the pain.
and the nice air shot.
Rakuso hits a nice rocket. The Beeb is going to be able to take down Jarrett and Rakuso with the pipe, but it looks like Pizzagon might be able to cap this. Most members on Not Fast Food are incredibly lit, but the cap still hasn't gone down. Scissor is able to take down Habib and Send. That's going to be the cap, at least for the moment. Sky is going to have a small Uber at his... Ictus wasn't healing there for the longest time, but it's going to be pretty negligible, only about 15%.
Yeah, and I think the players on Not Fast Food really just kind of sucked because they couldn't really do too much since the point was going to go down anyway, and with 30 seconds left on the clock, but in overtime for them, they're really going to be looking to maybe just try and dry push here, and we've had High Pop kind of edging the point with 10 as well. They really just want to force a fight. Jared's down dangerously low, and Sky's in kind of a dangerous position as well. As long as Fix can go in their favor, things can go well for Not Fast Food, but that's that they do lose their demo man, but everyone on Pizzagon is in the red right now, which is going to be good news for Not Fast Food. They have scouts in the medic left, and that's kind of what you want right now in this situation. And now we just have High Five versus the world. If Ictus can meet back up with them, this is a fight that's definitely winnable. So he's going to engage right now with Sky on the point, and Rakuso takes out Rakuso. Sky flinging the Uber saws around, can't get the saw that she needed, and that's going to be a 3-2 in favor of Not Fast Food, and that's going to bring us to half.
That was incredibly close at the end. Honestly, if Sky hit that Uber saw that probably would have been Pizzagon's round. Although Ictus was just about to be up on his, so it definitely would have at least made it more interesting. Not Fast Food coming back from an early deficit, gonna win that half 3-2. So they're definitely going into this half with high spirits. As opposed to Pizzagon, and it's so hard to fight back from a 3-2 half on Viaduct, because you know if you mess up once, the other team could just roll it into a round and you lose. You're done. Especially with how much pressure is on them right now, this being the IM finals. On your tournament round, your IM round, your finals round, your everything round, your season round, your life round, okay? You're on your life round. If you lose...
This being said, though, we did see Pizzagon in a similar frightening position when things were brought to 4-4 and they were back
exactly,
to last. Yeah. So we seen that they can pull things out under pressure and perform well, but I don't know. I think Not Fast Food is kind of getting more in the groove of how they want to play. The one big thing, though, that was really hurting them early on the rounds was Ictus going down at times where it was just kind of awful for him to go down. Like, he just needs to play in positions where he can be safer when he's at around 80% and they're sending people in to try and get the fourth in the sky or something. So
I gotta take a peek at these stats, though. I'm looking at this Habib going 42 and 24 with 413 DPM. He is just all over everyone this game with 6 med picks. Averill Mr. Muffins, though, actually out-fragging him, going 47 and 25 with 338 DPM himself. So, actually, Pizzagon has a relatively large frag advantage, going 161 to 147. So they're just not cleaning these games up in the end.
Yeah, and we've got people readying up now. I think they might have a sort of small break going on between this half. This has been the longer of all the halves that we've seen, but Yeah, what big adjustments do you think Pizzagon are probably going to make going into the second? Oh, whoa, we're actually
Well,
going into it right now.
all right,
It's live,
well.
so we'll see.
Pizzagon needs to win the game. That's the adjustment they need to make.
Definitely.
Definitely. As who are you gonna watch on Smid?
I'm gonna watch Rakuso actually, since I think I've given him some love on all the other mids, but I want to see what he wants to do as a roamer this time. He's been kind of mirroring what the other soldiers have been doing sometimes in the early mids, and then kind of aggressing at odd times. So we have Zilly actually the first person to jump right in onto Scissor, and the frag on Jarrett goes down as well. And now we've just got players kind of swamping and fighting each other all over the point. We only have Sky and Muffins left alive, but Muffins is actually on Ictus right now. If he can get this frag, that's going to be huge for his team, and he's actually still alive. No one's able to kill him. We have 2 scouts versus 1 scout. Ictus is probably just sweating right now, but oh man, Muffins not able to secure that frag, and that first mid is going to go for... not fast food, probably, is what I would say, but we have Scissor in behind the 2 scouts that ran forward and left Ictus alone to die, so that's going to be a huge pick. And now Sky's going to have a huge Uber advantage, and the point actually never went down for not fast food, so Pizzagon might be able to recap this easily. I think we're going to have both soldiers, or just all their players, the whole team just jumping in for Sky, and only Sen is left alive, and I don't think they're going to be able to get their frag, or the force off. But as I say that, Sen with his last-ditch effort goes in and gets some nice damage onto some Pizzagon players, but mid's going to go down for Pizzagon.
That's got to be the worst feeling ever as Ictus. You just dodged the hell out of Mr. Muffins, who surfed in and two-shot your demo and then almost killed you, and then your scouts just run away from you and you get 2-shot by Scissor.
I feel
that's
so bad
gotta
for
suck.
Ictus, though, because both of his scouts just walked forward to the point and then completely
Yeah,
left him to
exactly.
get just destroyed. Like, what an awful life. But yeah, they're probably gearing up to go for a force onto Sky, who's playing on the cliff area, so a pretty safe spot to not get bombed on. Deathy's in the nice rock spot where he can send some spam out. But whatever Not Fast Food wants to do, they should probably gear up to move. It looks like they want to set up for forces since they have players building and spawn, but they waited to sack for so long, where Ictus was already at like around 80% when they sent in the sacks, and they're not able to get any sort of force off or any picks or anything, so they're just going to have to push Uber versus Uber now.
Yeah, this is going to be at least a full minute off the clock before Not Fast Food can really even push. Looks like they're trying to move in from right. Yeah, they're going to be able to collapse onto Deathy, who's in pretty deep. They do pick off Muffins as well in the trade for bot mode. The Uber actually does come out. Sky is sitting way back, but it's a 3v5, so they might not even want to pop this Uber, but it looks like Sky is going to get forced by Habib. They are going to be able to collapse and stop this point cap, at least for the moment. Not Fast Food are going to back off. But
Zilly's still in there,
they
actually
still have a
jumping onto
lot
Sky
of-
on China and takes her out. So that post-Uber med frag is, in the long run, probably going to pay off. But with Zilly down right now, that's one less player for Not Fast Food. But with the 2 pixel they have and no heals for Pizzagon, I don't think Pizzagon's really going to try and do anything to try and push forward. And as usual, Ictus just really needs to stay alive to keep things going. He's playing around the rock area, or between the 2 rocks, with his team, holding a bit further back. I think they're going to wait for Zilly to get up, and they didn't have any positioning or time really to set up a forward hold here. But yeah, Pizzagon probably looking to get onto the red medic anytime now.
Yeah, Sky's holding really far back on this cliff, though. They're going to have to commit really hard or push up Pizzagon super hard to get really anything done. Yeah, here comes the bombs. It's just saying super safe.
Ooh, he's
actually
getting
just
pressured
surfed a
now
nice
by
rocket.
Deathy, though, yeah.
Yeah, he's not going to force that Uber, though. Scissor's actually really in deep. He's going for the 1v2 on these scouts, and he actually does get the force. So that's going to be pretty big. Sky is kiting this way back with Deathy.
And actually, Muffins was there to take out
Muffins!
Ictus
Wow.
again. He just has his number, but that actually really wasn't the best Uber, because Ictus kind of backed off, and Not Fast Food let some of their players die, backed off, and then popped their Uber way back on their side. So they let the point go in favor of the other team, and then popped super duper late, so probably not what they wanted. But we have a lot of fighting happening right now. Sky is still down, as are Jarrett and Rakuso, but we only have High Five and Ictus left alive. High Five is on the point right now, trying to fight 3 players right now from Pizzagon, so he's definitely going to have to back up here. He's going to get taken out. And Ictus is going to have like a 5% advantage, which is definitely negligible. Or Sky's not healing yet, so it's actually more like a 20% advantage here now. But yeah, spawn times are in favor right now of Not Fast Food, and they're moving towards the cliffside, so maybe they want to just do a sort of push right now with any sort of Ubers, just to dry push to make things move in this match.
Yeah, I mean, the clock is definitely not in their favor right now. They're down almost a full minute here. The clock has ticked under 60 seconds here for Pizzagon. Sky's sitting back pretty comfortably. Sen just jumps straight in, though. He just 2 shots Deathy up on cliff. Habib does go down to the pipe from Jarrett. This is looking to be slightly in Pizzagon's favor. They are going to be able to hold the point at least. Bobo coming in to jump onto the point, and he does do enough damage to get Jarrett taken down and Scissor. So this looks like it's going to be Not Fast 2 taking it back. Sky is going to be able to hold on to her Uber, though, and this is going to probably be an even Uber push.
Yeah, and although the point did go back in the favor of Not Fast Food, it's still only 39 seconds left for Pizzagon to take down, and bot mode's still down. The Uber actually got popped off really early on Deathy, who gets disconnected from his medic. She flashes him again, is able to flash him again, but both Ubers exchange, not too much happened there. We have some players in the red on Pizzagon, but I think Rakuso's behind right now, actually onto Ictus, not able to get the frag, actually gets him down dangerously low to 13 health. I think a last second direct there, but oh, a nice stick from Jarrett to take down Ictus, so there's no heals for Not Fast Food, but there are 2 players down on Pizzagon. But as long as Sky stays alive, they have a huge Uber advantage, and they do have time to work with still a full minute left for Not Fast Food to whittle away at while they have around 40 seconds.
Yeah, they're already moving out. Ooh, Zilly came in for the bomb, but he's not going to be able to take it. Sky actually drops down on the cliff, and she does get taken down. That was a really unfortunate positioning play there from Sky. She just kind of fell off the cliff and then got shot at by the people with the guns, which was not very good. Pizzagon is going to be able to get this cap. At least they're going to stall it a bit for spawns. So Sky's going to be coming up and get the relatively even Uber, only down by about 10%. But clocks are suddenly pretty even. Pizzagon probably won't be able to hold this for too long, as Not Fast Food is coming flooding in here. Ictus moving in on the left with Habib. And the Scots are playing just in the craziest highest positions. They do get Deathy, and Rakusa goes down as well. The collapse, and they get Sky, but Scissor is able to pick off Ictus, so this isn't all for naught, but it's just 2 members of Pizzagon, and it's just
Muffin's the last person left alive on the cliff area, but they probably want to get on the point with only a couple seconds left here. Muffin's actually still something to worry about, though, on the cliff side. It looks like he's going to re-engage right now. High Five is the one person that I'd be scared about, and he's going to take it out, and Sen goes down dangerously low as well. If you got that 2v1, that'd be pretty ridiculous, but we have more players from Not Fast Food kind of following out. Each team down a scout right now on even spawn time, surprisingly, and Pizzagon definitely wants to get right back in here, so we've got just a lot of fighting happening right now. Deathy taking out Zilly on the flank-ish side, I guess, and Habib goes down as well, so Pizzagon definitely looking really good right now in this fight.
Bombo is dangerously
low as well, so this is all Pizzagon. High Five only is the only player left alive, and
that's 3-3. This is going down to the wire here. The last round, tournament round, finals round, whatever you want to call it. This is it.
Yep, and who are you going to watch on this final min?
I'm watching Sen. He's going huge. I can feel it. I can feel it in my spidey senses tingling. He's going to move up here onto the rock. Exchange shots here with Scissor. Not really moving, just getting the bust from his med. He is going to try to get onto Scissor, who is overextended. He is going to take him down. Bot mode does go down, though. He is going to try to move in onto Jarrett, but he is going to go onto Deathy now. Deathy was able to get in and bomb onto Habib and take him down, though. It's a 3v3, but Not Fast Food has the point advantage, at least for the moment, and they're going to be able to cap it off. It looks like maybe, no, they're gonna back off for the moment, and Pizzagon is going to deny it. These 2 Scots are going to, ooh, Jarrett getting hit the nice pipe onto Sen, and that's going to be Pizzagon's cue to back off. Ooh, Jarrett gets Ictus, though, at the end. That was pretty pivotal. Jarrett hitting some nice pipes. Botmo coming in with the, he hit 2 nice directs on the Sky, but wasn't able to force her. Habib jumps in as well. Dog ear on the back end. Zilly, Zilly was going in. The 4-man almost got Sky there, but she milked it super hard.
Yeah, I think Jarrett's been pretty crazy at picking up Ictus on a lot of these fights. Like, there's that long-range streak that he got last time, but then on this mid-fight, that kill that he got was some pretty nice stuff to secure the advantage for Pizzagon. And this is actually looking really bad for Not Fast Food. They have a disadvantage right now, and Sky's sitting in a pretty comfortable position right now, taking some spam damage, but nothing too serious. And the Uber's actually forced off pretty far back. Ictus goes down as well. I actually didn't see what happened there, but Deathy actually got him, so there's still no Uber advantage in favor of Not Fast Food. Just I feel like I've been saying it a lot, but Ictus keeps on dying when it's hurting his team the most. Habib trying to bomb in to get something happening on Sky, but nothing happening there, and that's a full minute off the clock already for Pizzagon. And Not Fast Food, though, did get all players except for Jarrett and Sky, so they're going to be able to recap this point. But Sky does still have an Uber advantage to keep in mind. Zilly is forward, maybe trying to do something cheeky, but we'll see if it amounts to anything.
Yeah, I don't know. He's sitting up in there in main, but he's just going to get taken down immediately by Scissor and company. Pizzagon definitely flooding in this left side. They're probably just gonna walk straight in onto the point, to be honest. Musman's gonna sit up on that rock and just spam across. Scissor gonna get some cap time, and High Five is just getting forced out with the rest of his team. But Beeb's gonna go down too. So does Sen. Jarrett and Scissor are gonna get traded, but it looks like this fight is gonna be in the favor of Pizzagon, at least for the moment. Actually, Sky kind of just playing passive, making sure their team got the point. It's only Ictus and Zilly alive.
We got some multi-duo going on right now. Just soldier med, yeah.
Yeah,
And
Rakusa
Rakusa
coming
jumps
in.
in to initiate. We've got Zilly, though, getting some rockets of his own. No one's really taking the dominant advantage, but Sky did have an Uber up her sleeve. Ictus gets his and pops it off as well, so they're going to have a slightly better Uber, but he did actually split a ton, so this Uber's not really going to get much done. Scissor and Rakusa are both behind, and it looks like a lot of players from Not Fast Food want to deal with that happening. Scissor's actually on to Ictus, gets taken out by Jarrett. I don't know if that was a Piper or a roller.
Sky
but-
hits a nice surf
my
with bot
God.
mode. Oh, she's dodging all the rockets from bot mode. Bot mode able to finish her off with this last rocket, and that's going to be Not Fast Food capping the point, at least for the moment here. Ictus did go down as well, so they're not going to have that much of an Uber ad, at the very least, but still, Pizzagon got a lot of time off that clock. They're down to 1 minute 8 seconds.
Yep, and we've got some nice sticks on both rocks right now from Habib. And yeah, Not Fast Food really wants to hang on to this for as long as possible since they're down a whole minute. They really need to pull something out to make things good happen. Silly jumps behind as a distraction, not really turning too many heads, so it doesn't look like. But the players from Pizzagon actually did kind of bunch up and back up, so maybe he did do his job. Rakusa's also playing on the right side, being kinda menacing. And we've got Scissor initiating on the point right now. The Ubers, no one has one still, and Scissor actually goes down. And Muffins goes down as well, so there's no scouts right now, but there's a soldier that just flies in. Let's both soldiers actually let just fly in. Onto Ictus, who gets taken out. Oh man, I think that was a direct.
Oh, the
but-
soldier's in behind though. Zilly gets the 3K on point and wins the point by himself with
Zilly
two
just
rockets.
secured that hold. that was
Zilly.
all Zilly right there.
Zilly who, what a bomb there. Everything looked so good for Pizzagon there, and then they all just died to one rocket.
Yeah,
So-
that was some nice cleanup from him. And that was actually really pivotal too for securing things. Ictus actually has around a 20% advantage right now, which is a pretty good thing for them. But I think Pizzagon's probably just going to go for a dry push before anyone gets an Uber and not really waste too much time. They do have some players fighting around little tunnel side. Deathy does go down. I missed what happened, but I guess he had an equalizer out there. And I think that's going to force a lot of the people on Pizzagon to back up. It looks like Sky's playing a more passive position, and other dudes are more hurt and not really wanting to commit. So Ictus is slowly approaching an Uber, and I think he's going to be able to get it without going down. Zilly does end up going down as well. He's been maybe feeding a bit in this match in some moments, and the Uber's actually popped up from Ictus. If they don't get Sky, though,
Yeah,
this could
Sky
be bad
is way
for those
out.
Uber.
Sky
yeah.
is super out. She's all the way back at last. That was a good kite from them. And they're going to end up picking up a lot of frags here. Muffin's going on a tear, gets a 3K.
Oh my God.
Is he going to be able to pick up the frag onto Ictus? Yes, he does. He's got
And bot mode as well.
He got a 5K there. And he's going to
Oh
be
my
able
God.
to single-handedly get his team back to point. These teams are just trading big plays back and
Yeah,
forth.
and we actually have Zilly hiding
Zilly
right now. He's
hiding.
going for
He's
a
on
jump.
the Sky.
He's on to Sky, gets the force.
Oh no. And like I said, big play after big play after big play. Unbelievable. They are going to be able to pick up Zilly on the backside. Ictus is going to have a small Uber ad. Muffin's going in. He feels the heat, but he's just going to go down.
Yeah, and with that one take,
Pizzagon are
and
getting
the
ahead
spawn
of
time's an
themselves.
advantage. Fast Food can definitely move back in here, and they do get the space that they needed, and they're going to be able to recap this point, so this is really kind of down to the wire. No, they won't
Oh, they
recap
do
this
get a
point.
bead.
Oh my God.
Scissor's
They
going to go
lost
down,
the
and they
bead.
stop the point. Ictus goes down too. Rakusa got the huge bomb out of Ictus. But Pizzagon is so hurt. Not Fast Food is going to be able to get the point. They just need to back out with the Zuber and then come back in. They have plenty of time. But Sky is going to... Oh, Sky is caught in right now. Sen is going to go down, and so does High Five. And that was a perfect bait there. They bought everybody from Not Fast Food in. They got so zealous. They really wanted that pick onto Sky, and now Sky is sitting on an 80% Uber ad,
Yeah, this
more
is
or less.
really
This is
down
the
to the last seconds.
This is the last throws for Not Fast Food. They're at a huge disadvantage. Sky is going to get her where all she has to do is walk onto point and pop it, and they have won IM. Here comes
Oh,
the
we lose
Uber.
Scissor, though.
goes down, though. Are they really just going to...
And the Uber's popped off, but no one... Oh, Ictus goes down.
goes
we only have
down.
5
Oh,
health
this
left
is
on
looking
Zilly. There's just a
huge.
lot of people bouncing around the point, and there's
High
actually a lot
Five's
of
gonna
frags
clean
going
up,
Not
though.
Fast Food's way.
Deathy,
Oh my
just getting
God.
so distracted. Rakusa goes down. That's
And
the
that's a
wipe.
full wipe.
It's a
They had
full
everything
wipe.
going for them, and they just
Pizzagon.
wiped.
It's 8 seconds left, and it's only Scissor up. I don't even know how that happened, but
Oh
this
my
is-
God, that's the moment that you don't want that to happen. That was everything in Pizzagon's hands. Just kinda
Pizzagon
ripped from them, and they just
Pizzagon
lost. Oh my God, Not Fast
Fast
Food is your ESEA intermediate champion. That's
I have
amazing.
no words. Like, so much was happening in that last 30 seconds. I have to go back and just rewatch that. Pizzagon was in such a good...
Oh my God.
was in such an amazing position to just clean up and win that game, and then they all just died. They just died. There were so many people from Not Fast Food just collapsing on them. Deathy was pointing his crosshair in like 12 different directions. Like, he couldn't figure out who to shoot. And then in the end, he just died without doing anything. And really, like, what was he supposed to do in that situation? It was a 1v pretty much 4. And, well, Not Fast Food clutch it out there in the end, and one of the best finals I think I've ever casted.
Yeah, definitely. Like, that was down to the wire the whole entire time. I think that was the most exciting IM match that I watched this season, and it went to the third map to the last point. So both teams fought their hardest till the very end, and Not Fast Food edged out at the end there. And yeah, crazy stuff.
Honestly, though, I feel like if they just Ubered on point, like the point was down to 3 seconds, they could have just Ubered on point and stood on it and blocked the cap and then won. It was that simple, and they just, I don't know if it was the nerves, but they just didn't do it. Like, I hate to pin a game on one play, but that was really crucial, and they just couldn't fall through with it.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to, because it all really came down to that one moment, and it it fell through. Like, they weren't able to do it. All right, and I think we're gonna actually get some people from the winning team from Not Fast Food into Mumble right now to talk to them about their recent IM win. And yeah. As they make their way into Mumble, I'm going to take a look at these stats.
Yeah, I gotta definitely see these stats here. I gotta look at these numbers. I gotta analyze these.
Yep, and in the downtime that we have while people are getting into the Mumble...
Evil Mr. Muffins went 65 and 36 with 319 DPM.
That's amazing.
He went ham. Went super ham, mega ham. Like a whole ham hock, etc. More comparisons. But they just couldn't pull it on in the end. I mean, Habib and Sen, Habib and actually High Five both
With
had
matching
52 frags. Yeah,
52.
52. Habib doing 379 DPM there. Jarrett almost matching it with 378. That was just so close.
Yeah,
it feels like clockwork
crazy.
On that game versus Ascent on Viaduct, where Clockwork literally had like 80 kills and Protech still didn't win. I mean, that's got to feel terrible when you're doing that well and then your team just can't clutch it out in the end. But we are going to get some interviews from Not Fast Food, I believe.
Yep, and just in the downtime that we have, just wanted to mention again that we do have shirts from EVL. For me and Atwas are the only two people right now that have caster shirts, but if you want to support EVL and support casters that you like, you can pick up some cool t-shirts. But yeah, it looks like we have people filing into Mumble. We've got Sen, Ictus, Assassin, and Bot mode so far. I think we're gonna need someone to drag them in though, unless we can just move up to mid.
Yeah, Kinch.
Yeah, I think Kinch is dragging
Mumble
people in. There we go. Got Sen so far.
They're all suppressed. They're all suppressed. It's very incorrect.
Hello?
There you go. Good job. Good job, Kinch. Our Mumble overlord. All right, well, gamers, congrats on your ESEA victory. That was probably one of the best finals I've ever seen or talked about, to be honest.
I was choking so hard, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
Zilly more like
I was like the feeder, dude.
yeah, Zilly more like
Biggest feeder of
Thrasher,
all
dude.
time.
Holy shit.
It was a sad time.
Yo,
dude.
I have to say, Deathy was hitting nutty shots on Viaduct.
Yeah, Deathy was
I
doing
thought we
crazy
lost
stuff.
it after like Jarrett had like the biggest like first like that last round. He had the biggest pipe. Like I don't know what he did, but he like he killed our medic from across the map or something.
Yeah, Jarrett is like a pipe god, dude.
God fucking damn it, Jared. That one pipe where you launched it over the shutter and hit me? I was pissed.
Oh my god, dude. Oh, they were really good though. And they're sticking together by next season.
That was
I'm kidding,
an
that was a really
insane
good
match.
I'm looking forward to seeing both of these
we're
teams
not,
in
we're
the
not. We're
yeah,
dead. We're dead.
I
We're
know.
dead.
Assassin's moving on to
Yeah, we're dead.
EVLD.TV gaming.
I think we are dead
Sponsored
before
by
the
us.
season even
I think most
started.
of us are playing in Invite.
Yeah.
most of
So how
us.
do you guys feel about the first two maps on Process and Badlands? Like, how do you feel about the matchup with the other team?
Process,
and how
we
you
felt like
played?
we were like the dominant team on Process.
Process, I bodied them. Badlands, I choked.
Badlands, we felt like I don't know. We felt like we were playing really good, but then like they just backcapped
We
us
got
a lot.
backcapped. Kept backcapping us.
Yeah,
It's very
it was
sloppy.
sad.
That
It's like felt like I was playing Rave. Like
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I hate Rave. God, dude.
And then on Viaduct, it seemed like a lot of times you guys, when you needed to force from Sky or like when you had a disadvantage, you'd still kind of bring everyone out. Were you just kind of more prone to wanting to kind of dry push every single encounter, or what was your kind of plan on pushes on Viaduct?
I think dry pushing for the most part is better unless you're pushing straight into an Uber and you have like an advantage on time.
I think like they played Viaduct way better than us. Like they knew how to play the map, and we were like, I don't know, we didn't have a lot of practice on it, and we lost to them on Viaduct in the regular season too. It was like,
I'd just like to thank my soldiers for being amazing. And
dude, I
clinching that.
didn't do anything, dude. Oh my god.
Shut up, Zilly, you're amazing.
I think
Us potato.
An amazing potato.
I don't know. Our scouts went ham. Assassin went
That
ham.
too.
Yeah, I
Sen
think
really
High
improved.
Five and Sentient were like the carries at the end.
And overall in
I
the
carry-
season, you guys had like a lot of different roster changes, and you kind of settled on this one. But did you think, like going into the playoffs, that were you confident that you would come out on top, or how did you feel?
Yeah.
After
I
the regular
mean,
season?
bot mode kicked me off pocket in the last map, so you know.
Yeah. Hey, it worked, dude.
Yeah, it did.
Well, basically, the night before, we just had a bunch of fun, and today we had a bunch of fun as well.
Yeah.
It was stressful.
Yeah, it was pretty stressful.
And how's it feel to win IM for a second time? High five.
Stupid.
He's becoming blank.
Yeah,
He's
I don't
going to sit in IM internally.
doing my best blank impression here.
Forever I am. Shout
Try
outs to
impression.
UNF.
Shout outs to Tom. I think he might be still in the chat. But unless Deer, our mastermind over here, has any more questions, I think we might cut that off. I know it's midnight already. You guys are probably ready to go to sleep.
It's 1 a.m.
It's
basically 1 a.m.
I
for
live
me
in
as
the
well.
middle of it.
It's gonna be a
United
little
States.
rough to go to sleep, I think.
Just stay up all night.
It was a good game. It's just
Yeah, it was
a
an
lot.
awesome game to watch, and I'm sure it was an awesome game to play. But you guys got any shout outs before we cut the stream off?
Shout outs to
Oh, yeah,
Rami Bullet Dabur, my mentor.
For real
Oh,
though,
God.
shout-outs-
Injected and bypassed the ESEA client. Thank you, Bullet.
I got
For real.
dude.
Shoutouts to Tom, to Purple Shirt, and to Krim for paying league fees and premium for several people.
Shoutouts to Yomps for motivating everyone to practice.
Shout outs to Tankman, yo.
Shout out to Rolling. Shout out to who else? Cafe Monster, Deska for coaching us the entire season, teaching us how to play, being the best player ever.
That's a fucking troll.
Shout out to Delpo for being awesome.
Shout out to Steven.
Shout out to
CJ.
Steven.
Oh,
Shout
yeah,
out to
and
Yermi.
Viper.
Shout out to
Pick that boy up.
Yomis. Shout out to the Yomis, dude. Shout out to my ex-teammates Scissor and Rakuso. Good game, guys.
Alright,
The
shout
rat
outs
attack,
to shout outs to April Fool. Shout outs to Sky for being the other good medic on this
Oh, the
on this
females.
game.
All right.
Shout outs to Tankman, even though he didn't message me. And shout outs to KTB for being the best friend ever.
Oh, yeah, and shout outs to EVL too.
Shout outs to weed, dude. I'm gonna go smoke a victory bowl.
Nice.
Cool.
All right,
And I guess
well-
with that, we're done for the night. So thanks everyone for watching. Thanks Bot Mode for telling me when you guys were starting. Thank
No
you,
problem.
Kinch, for being on camera. Shouts out to Flatline for powering through this best of 3 with me. That was definitely
And
a fun
being wrong
match,
about
guys.
Viaduct point mechanics.
But yeah,
Allegedly.
this has been a pretty fun night. So I guess we are signing off. Thanks everyone for watching. Drive safe.
Hope
And
it
shout
was
out to
entertaining.
Newspeak.
Good night, boys.